CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University. We're in Joco tonight for our season debut. South of 40, Jacobs Stadium, and it's Cleveland playing host to Heritage. Hi everybody, Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunholder. Welcome back with us here as we start another exciting season of high school football on FNR. Cleveland, boy, you look at what they've done historically, and it's not so much a rebuild, it's a reload for them.
Every year they have a chance to win the state championship, and that'll be the same story this year. What Scott Riley's done building this program and having a winner every year has really been miraculous, and he's got a lot of young talent and some veteran leaders on this year's team.
Heritage has had a really good program over the years. Young team this year and a tough schedule.
Well, same thing with Wallace Clark. This is a great team that's young, and it's exciting for them because they've got that tough schedule, and they'll be able to challenge themselves this year and especially tonight. But this offensive line and defensive line for the Huskies, they're going to have to make sure they protect and get after the quarterback.
All right, let's take a look at our U.S. Navy star players to watch and keys to the game. America's Navy, forged by the sea.
Brandon Crutchfield for Heritage is one of the best cornerbacks in the state. We'll see him on the offensive side as well. He's committed to Old Dominion, and there's nobody more athletic than Brandon. He's going to be able to lock you up on the outside. On the offensive side, he'll be in the slot making plays. Over for Cleveland, Jackson Bird is an outstanding junior quarterback. He was a Conference Player of the Year last year. He has 2 scholarship offers led by Miami of Ohio, and he's a guy that's a dual threat quarterback that can beat you with his legs. He runs a 4.6, benches over 300 pounds, but his accuracy in the passing game is what makes him special.
Let's take a look at the keys to the game.
Well, for Heritage, they've got to play with confidence. Come out here and get off to a good start and then minimize mistakes. That's some of their focus areas. For Cleveland, it's all about the trenches, winning the line of scrimmage, and then the turnover battle. Too many turnovers last week in their win against Hoggard. They want to be better in that area tonight.
Sonny and I are headed upstairs, but right now we'll send you to our new member of our broadcast team this season, Kendall Smith.
Well, guys, some good news for Cleveland heading into tonight's game. Junior quarterback Jackson Bird will start for the Rams tonight. Now, he was questionable heading into today as he suffered a lower body injury last week against Hoggard. But we just spoke with head coach Scott Riley. He said Bird is good to go. He looks good, he feels good, and he's done well over the last few days of practice. Now, Bird is one of those guys you might call a difference maker for this Rams team. Coach Scott Riley said he's put on a little bit of weight in the offseason. He's a highly mobile quarterback, and one of those guys that the Rams are grateful is good to go tonight. We've got more coming up here on CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University. So stick with us because after the break, it's time for kickoff. Cleveland against Heritage. Don't go anywhere, everybody.
Thank you to the United States Marine Corps for today's coin toss. The few, the proud, the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. Thanks to Sergeant Levi Lambert. Ceremonial coin toss before the game. Huskies won the toss, and they've elected to receive, Sonny. I know you like it.
Well, this is aggressive mindset, and for this offense, an opportunity to get the ball. And we talked in the open about gaining confidence from the opening kick, and for this offense, I know a lot to prove this week against Cleveland after week 1.
That was the senior Jack Gonzalez kicking for Cleveland in the powder blue jersey. Kicking to Crutchfield on the far side, the near side. Tavares Carter, who's averaging 31 yards per return on kicks. Little onside squibber that's going to bound towards the Cleveland sideline, and I'm sure the Huskies will take that field position.
Kickoff went out of bounds before the 10-yard line.
And they will. That was our Air Experts Heating and Cooling kickoff. It's time for the Air Experts Heating and Cooling kickoff, which you saw a moment ago. Air Experts Heating and Cooling. Schedule your $89 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. So Heritage last week had to play a game at Knightdale. They're having their track worked on as well as the tracks being worked on here at Cleveland. They hosted East Forsyth, who was a Western finalist in recent years, and lost 49-7. Alex Parise is their quarterback. 6 out of 10 last week, but just 2 yards. The offense never could really get going.
Well, and anytime you play in that week 1 matchup with a lot of new players, a lot of young players, you're going to see big improvement in week 2. And Parise is a quarterback that has a lot of talent, and a lot of weapons on the outside. We'll see them go 4 and 5 wide receiver sets tonight.
5 receivers in the pattern here for Parise, who gets the snap. Nice ball, but it's a little low and out of the reach of Jacob Lambert. Let's take a look at our Campbell University starting lineups. First for Heritage. Parise, the quarterback. You got Lambert at running back. Carter, Crutchfield, they're very dangerous. And an offensive line that is practically brand new for the Huskies. Campbell University go beyond the unexpected. First penalty marker. Referee Ken Tyndall signals it's a false start against the Huskies.
And Jack O'Connell there listed as wide receiver, 6'5". We'll see him lined up as a tight end as well, number 80. I think he's going to have a big part in tonight's game plan, trying to get him involved, especially over the middle.
Well, Sonny, I think he has to if they're going to have any productivity tonight.
He's a big target, and he's a guy that has really good speed, but he's a good route runner as well.
At the top of your screen, they go to Crutchfield near side, and he will take it out inside the 40. Crutchfield was stopped by Carson Cook, the defensive end. Our Campbell University starting lineups for the Cleveland Rams. Everybody on this defense at least started 2 games last year. Who stands out? I guess it's got to be Gage Tremaine, the reigning conference player of the year.
Well, he was outstanding last week against Hoggard, and that secondary, their speed and their physical in the back end.
The 39. Little option. Here's Parise with the keeper, and he got stuffed near the line of scrimmage. We'll see if that brings up a first down. Or rather, the line to gain. Looks like he may have gotten it.
Tackled by several Rams.
And we've got
an injured player on the field.
Player down for Cleveland. We'll take a timeout, come back. We're just underway here on Friday Night Rivals. Huskies earned a Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram first down. Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, peace of mind, lifetime powertrain warranty at Performance Ford in Clinton. We'll operate from the 32. And we are back and ready to go. That option was a nice little wrinkle, wasn't it? Parise, Crutchfield in motion, gives it to him on the jet reverse. He'll make a move, and he'll make a man miss, and another one he'll run through to the 10, down to the 5 as he penetrates the drive shack green zone. Drive sack. A driving range is only half the story.
Well, I love the play design by the offensive coordinator, Bradley Fournier, on this drive, getting Parise involved through the air, then using his legs, then here a reverse, getting the ball to your best offensive weapon, and Brandon Crutchfield shifting the field, picking up another first down. Now you're inside the red zone, inside the 10, with an opportunity to get a touchdown here on your opening drive.
Another first down, and they'll stay on the ground. Punch it down inside the 5 with Lambert. Lambert had 86 yards last week.
Now this Cleveland defense, this is when they're at their best. Inside the red zone, it's so difficult to score on this unit. They're athletic. Their defensive line really does a nice job being physical and staying low and coming off the ball.
Second and goal. They'll operate right at the 5-yard line. Lambert with a hole. Lambert continues to churn. Lambert, maybe the 2. There were a host of Cleveland Rams there. And Demarius Plummer was the one who made the initial hit. By the way, that injured Cleveland player came off under his own power, Carson Cook.
Yeah, and Cook's an important part of this defense. Good to see him get up off the field, and hopefully he'll be able to go back in there getting some attention right now.
Yeah, they're attending to him, as you see. This is a Cleveland team that, despite several injuries last year, went undefeated in the regular season. Nice move by Lambert. He will split two defenders and walks into the end zone, but a hold is going to be called. Sonny, I'm not so sure if Lambert hadn't run it a little faster, that hold probably wouldn't have been called.
Yeah, and he had the outside alley. It's the wide receiver on the outside, just held a little bit too long. Cleveland got the flag.
The hold will back him up to the 10. It's going to be 3rd and goal now, and they're a little further out. What do you draw up here, Jay?
Well, I think in this situation, you want to cap off this drive with a touchdown. You have 2 downs to get into the end zone. I'd try to get the ball over to Crutchfield in the slot up at the top of the screen, or there's Tavares Carter, #1, down the bottom in one-on-one coverage.
Paris, 6'3", 195-pound senior. Played Summit quarterback last year. He'll throw for the end zone here, and it'll be off the hands of Carter, but a flag is going to come for interference. And that penalty is going to go against the veteran Josiah Peters, a 4-year starter who played just a few games last year. He was injured most of last season.
Paris saw the one-on-one coverage, and Carter, with his height and jumping ability, one of the best athletes here in the area, took that chance, and they got the flag.
So that'll move them back to the 5. So, Sonny, you've run a couple plays here. What would you go to if you were Fournier and the Heritage Huskies?
Well, I think you're going to see Bradley Fournier kind of look at the coverage, see where the matchups are, find the one-on-one coverage like you did on that previous play, trying to go to Carter, but also get Paris out on the run. He's an athletic guy, 6'3", but he can move. That's where he's at his best, when he's running, and he can either throw it or take off and try to get in the end zone.
Paris completed 53% of his passes last year in limited action. Lambert with some tough running off of tackle. And he will get brought down. It was Landon Insko, the strong safety, 15 tackles last week. Also Peters there.
I've always been so impressed by Scott Riley's defense and how physical they are, how they run to the football, and they did a nice job there holding up to force the field goal.
It's going to be a 20-yarder. Snap was off, the placement was down, and the kick is up and good. Nice job there by Joshua Money. He was money on that one. 3-zip, Heritage. Cleveland gets the ball when we return. CBS Friday Night Rivals, presented by Campbell University. Heritage Huskies, 3-0 lead here over Cleveland. Wallace Clark, been the head coach since 2018, has won 63% of his games. And he just wants his team to show up and play. That was an impressive first drive. They did get the short field, and they took advantage.
He talked with us this week about confidence, especially early on in the ball game, and they took advantage of the field position. Nice job mixing in the run and the pass to get 3 points on the board, and now their defense will go to work and try to slow down this outstanding Cleveland offense.
Paris, who engineered that drive, handles kickoffs as well. We have a procedure penalty.
Offsides against the Huskies on their kickoff.
So Paris will kick it again. Sean Williams back to return. For the Cleveland Rams, impressive win for them on the road last week at Hoggard. And also back Jordan Gully. Good kick. Bobbled at the 5 and out of bounds at the 4. Jay, there's a rule of thumb generally on punts and kickoffs. If it's a certain point, you kind of let it just go over your head.
Well, and that's usually the case, but when you have an opportunity and you're as athletic as Peters is, you want to have a chance to return that, and good placement by Parise kicking in that corner to set up your defense.
So here comes Cleveland. 2 years ago, they averaged 52.5 points a game. Last year, 41. They defeated Hoggard 28-20. They were actually cruising before they got their quarterback Bird nicked up a little, and then Cam Goins, who is such a great player. He's not available tonight. He played a little bit of quarterback, and we're not going to see him. So they were on their way to cruising and then had the resolve to hang on against Hoggard and the Vikings.
That was a big win on the road against a Hoggard team that's going to make a deep playoff run this year. They were in the playoffs last year. So what a test in week 1 to come away with a victory, and then now you can go into week 2 and have your home field crowd here to cheer you on.
Jackson Bird, he's put on 30 pounds of muscle in the offseason. And that could be a safety, and I think it's going to be. Or did they say he was down at the 1? It went to Tyson Stokes. All right, let's look at it, Jay.
Forward progress, where is it? Outstanding job, though, with the read from Zane Kirsch, the junior linebacker, shooting the gap to make the play.
Second down, the throw, and that gives them a little bit of breathing room out to the 5. We're going to say to the 6. Pass was complete. The DJ Crooms, the junior receiver, made his 3rd catch of the year. Bird last week, 15 out of 23, had 2 interceptions, 257 yards, a touchdown, and also lost a fumble. Jay, last year to close the campaign, he threw no picks in 7 of his last 9 games, so that was sort of uncharacteristic for Bird last week. 3rd down. Zings it to the 10. Not going to be enough yardage, though, to get a 1st down, and they're going to have to punt.
Well, smart decision from Bird there. Heritage just falling back in coverage. And Bird not trying to force it, throw it underneath and hope your wide receiver can pick it up, but a nice job from Heritage coming up, swarming to the ball to make the play and get off the field.
So Jack Gonzalez, who handles all of the kicking duties for this team. And Crutchfield, 1 of 2 that are back for the Huskies. They are a dangerous bunch with their skill people. That went off the side of the foot. Going to take a Huskies bounce back to the 36-yard line. So just a 26-yard punt. And now the Huskies have great starting field position on the road here again.
The 3rd phase of the game is the special teams area. Right now, Heritage hoping they could take advantage of it here. Another opportunity on their side of the field. Nice job, though, Patrick, on that first drive with the run and the pass, trying to keep the defense off balance. There's Scott Riley, one of the best in the state.
Calls the defense, went to Cardinal Gibbons. And has done a fantastic job here. They have one of the better records in state history through the first few years of varsity existence. Low snap for Parise. Plenty of time, though. Spots Crutchfield, and he'll get brought down at the 27. He was tackled by Zach Hulbert.
Scott Riley's teams, they have college prospects through the year. Those guys will graduate, and they just churn out new stars. Amarian Hampton, the most notable guy that's playing at UNC right now, but Scott Riley, same with Wallace Clark. They care about their players on the field, but also off the field as well. They do it the right way.
Wallace Clark started out as the defensive coordinator at Heritage back in 2010. He's been well traveled in the triangle. Option again, the pitch to Jacob Lambert. Lambert with some good downhill running, and he will pick up the 1st down as he gets it to the 16-yard line. That is a 1st down for Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, peace of mind, lifetime powertrain warranty at Performance Ford in Clinton.
Well, this is part of the game plan that Heritage we've seen already used 3 times. That option with Parise, his speed and size, making a good decision pitching the ball.
And a run by the Huskies into the end zone for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Huskies.
And that is LaDainian Pearson.
Touchdown by number 21, LaDainian Peterson.
So an NC assist touchdown for Pearson of Heritage. NC assist. We make affording college simple.
Low snap, Person gets the ball, follows the block up front. Nice job clearing the way by Elijah Evans, and then Person, the junior, just battling his way through, running through the tackle. We'll see him here finish off this run. A good job getting across the goal line.
Extra point is good.
Kick is up, and it is
Extra
good.
point by number 16, Joshua Money.
Money has hit a field goal tonight and an extra point, and it's 10-zip Heritage. Who would have thunk this, Jay? Coming in, a lot of people thought Cleveland was going to be the prohibitive favorite here at home tonight.
But in Cleveland right now, you know, look at the special teams giving Heritage good field position, but for Heritage, last week didn't go their way, coming out with a lot of motivation here tonight in week 2, and you can see they really did a lot of improvement this week during practice getting ready for the game.
Well, the other thing that they have done, they have taken advantage of the short field against a very bruising defense.
Yeah, and this defense for Cleveland, you know, we talked about their back end, but all 3 levels, defensive line, linebackers, and secondary, they are fast, but they are physical, they're disciplined, they're always in the right position. So for Heritage, doing a nice job mixing in the run and the pass.
Paris will get set to kick again.
Take a kickoff for the Huskies, number 13, Alexander.
Jordan Gully there. You also got Peters. Air Experts kickoff in the air. And it will go into the end zone for a touchback. Air Experts Heating and Cooling. Schedule your $89 tune-up today at yourexperts.com. Patrick Johnson along with Jay Sunhalder.
Recognize some of our sponsors, Carroll Construction.
We'll hear from Kendall Smith coming up in just a little bit. Cleveland will come out on offense operating from the 20, so a little more room than they started their last drive with. 333 yards passing last week, 257 of them by Bird. And they'll break it up the middle, a huge gainer. Crooms with another reception.
Crooms here on the slant. Nice job with the play fake. Bird throwing a strike, and then just the focus here. Ball initially bounces up, but Crooms hauls it in. And then now getting close to midfield, the Rams are rolling.
That's his second catch of the night. Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram first down. Peace of mind, lifetime powertrain warranty at Performance Ford in Clinton. Got a marker down. And it's going to be encroachment on the Huskies.
Offsides on the Huskies.
Jay, we've talked about the defense for Cleveland, and rightfully so. And even with no going tonight, this is still an offense that has plenty of playmaking.
Oh, they are deep and so athletic, and the thing that I really like about them is once they get the ball, these wide receivers, they're looking to score a touchdown. They'll run through you. They have speed. But this is an aggressive unit, and it's really tough to double one player because there's so much talent on the outside. Veteran group up front, and a running back room, Patrick, that I think is deep as well, and they have balance on this offense. That's what makes it so tough for their opponents on the defensive end, is you really can't pick who you're going to try to stop because everybody can hurt you.
They're into Heritage territory, 2nd and 5 after the penalty and the incomplete pass. Trips left for the Rams. Bird, delayed handoff, and it's going to be taken away from him, from the running back. It was snagged.
Stripped by number 34.
Jacob Holloway, the defensive end, picked the pocket of the running back, and the Huskies are in business again.
Just a phenomenal play from Holloway. Watch number 34 here spin after he was initially blocked and then just rip the ball. Exactly what you're taught is to go for the football. Don't go for the tackle, go for the ball. And Holloway here with his strength just gets it, grabs it, and makes a play on the defensive end for his team.
Porter Bennett, the sophomore back, they were telling us it'd be a 50-50 workload between Bennett and Stokes, and he coughs it up. That's the second lost fumble this year for the Rams. And all of a sudden, don't look now, Jay, but the Huskies, with plenty of time left here in the first and a 10-point lead, have the football again with a short field. No snap to Parise. A little bit of pressure as he escapes. And he will dart out of bounds. Nice hustle to chase him down, Marquise Rawls. Great hustle by him. He never gave up on the play.
And Rawls, I love the intensity that he plays with. Coming off the edge, he just continued to hustle and make the play and force Parise out of bounds.
Senior linebacker, 6 foot 205 for Scott Riley, who calls the defense, as we mentioned. His eye in the sky is Wayne Stewart, who coached him at Gibbons. Loss of 3, ball fumbled. It's on the turf, but it's going to be recovered. Lambert jumped on it, but they're going in the wrong direction.
That ball low, and a lot of credit to the Cleveland defensive line. Just flying to the ball and putting pressure, now forcing a 3rd and long situation.
45-yard line. Huskies going the wrong way. They've lost 7 yards on this drive. It's going to be 3rd and 18. And offsides, Plummer, the nose tackle, Demarius Plummer. No, it's going to be a false start against the Huskies. What do you think, Jay?
Well, initially this drive started off with outstanding field position, but penalties, low snap, this thing's not going their way. Now you have to be careful if you're Heritage here.
3rd and Joko. Screen. Lambert running through tackles again, spinning his way and gets close to the original line of scrimmage.
Number 24, Jacob Lambert.
Lambert's run very well when he gets the football tonight.
He's physical, and he's got good hands for a running back. You can split him out here on the screen play. Got what he could, but that defense for Cleveland just swarmed to the football, force a 4th down.
So they're going to punt from midfield. Cam Insko back to receive the punt. Parise will handle those duties. At the side of his foot. And that will trickle down to the 35-yard line. Excellent field position. Cleveland aided by some Husky miscues. And now let's see what the Rams are able to do here with their 3rd try with the football.
The first 2 drives didn't go the way they wanted to, but now this offense is going to get an opportunity here with pretty good field position with the ball starting at the 35.
Looks like we have a break on the field. It's a water break with the heat today. Well, Parise has been impressive. Our Kendall Smith has more on him for the Huskies. Kendall?
Well, guys, you've seen Alex Parise out there at multiple positions, whether he's kicking, punting, or at quarterback, but that wasn't exactly the case last year. This is his first year playing quarterback for the Huskies, and when we talked to Coach Clark about how that came up, he said, well, I told Alex we want him to play quarterback, and he goes, just tell me what to do and how to do it. The team calls Parise father because he's like a dad to all of them. Coach Clark says he's picking up after everybody in the locker room. He's a great team leader and the perfect guy to play quarterback for them, guys.
You know what's interesting, Kendall and Jay, is that he was just throwing the ball around at practice, and they said, this kid's got an arm. Let's try him at quarterback.
And he's athletic, too.
Oh, yeah.
Smart kid. Does it all. He's a scholar athlete tonight.
1st and 10. Here's the swing pass. Caught by Peters.
Pass complete, number 15, Marquise Rawls.
Make that Gully. So Jordan Gully with the reception.
You know, it's funny, when I was throwing the ball around in practice, nobody asked me to be a quarterback. They kept me at tight end, so I guess that means I couldn't throw it, right?
Well, but you had such great hands.
Oh, okay, that was it, yeah.
2nd down and 8 in motion. Crooms, who's already got a couple of receptions in the game. Valen Ingram is the receiver to the bottom of your screen as they go trips to the left. Joe Capps, their offensive coordinator, what a run he's had here. Nice completion out to the 50. Out of bounds. Ingram with his 7th catch of the season. He only had 2 catches all of last year.
Well, and this is an offense that's so smooth with their timing. Look at this, 3-step drop, boom, the ball is out. Accurate throw from Bird, and a nice job by Ingram catching the ball with his hands, knowing where he is, keeping his feet in bounds.
Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram 1st down. Peace of mind lifetime powertrain warranty at Performance Ford in Lincoln. Here's another completion downfield. This one picks up 20. Stokes breaks it off.
And Stokes running the football up the middle here.
This is what makes them so dangerous offensively.
He stayed patient, and when this offense is at its best, the offense can throw the ball, but then they'll mix in the run. This is an offensive line that can pass protect, but also be physical and push the line of scrimmage down to help out the running game.
He had just 7 yards last week at Hogger. Caught underneath.
Pass complete to number 8, DJ Crooms.
25-yard line. Crooms with a 3rd grab here tonight.
Number 12, Robin Negera.
This is a balanced offense, and with this wide receiving group, you have speed, you have height as well, but that route running ability, run 6 yards, turn quickly on the hitch route, present yourself to Bird. It's one of their strengths.
Free safety Robin Nyunga with the tackle
for number 25, Tyson Stokes.
the Huskies on that play prior. He had 6 stops last week.
Back on the play by number 22, Caleb Williams.
This time Caleb Williams comes up with the stop. Excellent inside linebacker for this team. So 3rd down and 3 as they are knocking on the edge of the green zone here. They'll get there and a little more. Stokes powers his way to the 15-yard line. And he takes it inside the Drive Shack green zone. Drive Shack, a driving range, is only half the story.
Well, Stokes is really starting to get into a groove running the ball. Nice block up front from the guard, Aubrey Stanley, leading the way.
Quarterback keeper, nice spin by Peters, dances into the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Cleveland. And that is an NC assist. Score for the Rams. We make affording college simple.
This is why Jackson Bird's receiving college scholarships. He can throw it, but it's this special ability to run the football. What a spin move here. Get the defender off balance, follow your big offensive line, and then the speed to finish it off. That was a statement drive by this offense with Bird finishing it off.
Nyunga had a beat on him, but a great spin move. Gonzalez looking for the 60th point after in his varsity career. And his 3rd of the year on his 4th try. Splits the uprights. And it's going to be 10-7 with $1:22 to go.
Extra point by number 13, Jack Gonzalez.
They've had many a double-digit comeback here at home.
Yeah, and a couple drives that didn't go their way, but this offense, so smooth. They make it look easy when they're clicking. The passing game did it on the drive, but a couple nice runs from Stokes and then Bird. With that dimension, with your quarterback being able to run it, Scott Riley has such a talented group.
Well, next week, the Garner Trojans, they've got tradition. They've got a new head coach. They'll visit Millbrook, the Wildcats, this week. Open. And they'll pit their 1-0 mark on the line Friday the 1st at 7 on Friday Night Rivals right here. Trojans are at Middle Creek tonight. They're taking on Middle Creek tonight for Garner. Got our Air Experts kickoff about to be unleashed by Gonzalez here. Air Experts Heating and Cooling. Schedule your $89 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. There's Gonzalez. Crutchfield and Carter for the Huskies. That one's gonna bounce and roll into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. So Cleveland 7-0 in the Greater News 4A last year, 11-1.
I'd like to thank some of our sponsors.
Last week, they won their 35th consecutive regular season game.
It's amazing.
They're vying for their 40th regular season win in their last 41 here tonight.
It's just dominant. And this program has such high standards, and every year it's a long playoff run, and I expect the same thing this year as well.
After the state title game in that COVID spring season, you and I had that one. Keenan Stadium, Sonny, and they had so many injuries in that game. Even during the game, they had key players that got injured. Yet they made it all the way to the finals that season.
It just impresses me with their depth and that mentality of next man up. And this is a program that year in, year out, you're going to have young talent but veterans that lead the way.
Plenty of time on the play clock. Pearson.
Number 21, Pearson.
Reese unloads and throws it into coverage. Late flag, though, comes in.
Looks like it came from the school.
And we've got a player shaken up. And we've got a Ram that a little shaken up. Sean Williams, the corner, broke up that play and then got flagged. A little insult to injury was he got the penalty there. We'll take a look at it here in just a sec. This came from a ways back, Jay.
Let's see as Parise rolls out.
I think he timed it well, don't you?
Yeah, it looked like it was bing bang, and I'm surprised the flag was thrown there.
Crutchfield, who's committed to ODU as a defensive back. 2 receptions last week in their game, -7 yards, but you'll expect him to have bigger numbers this year. He's also one of those guys that can play anywhere.
Yeah, his father played in the NFL. His sister, Kai Crutchfield, that played basketball at NC State. So a guy that has family that's played at the next level.
Encroachment against Cleveland. Well, it's turned into a very nice night here. Didn't get quite as hot as they thought it would today. Still pretty steamy. And a great crowd here tonight at Jacobs Stadium.
Yeah, just awesome atmosphere. And you're right, a nice breeze as well that's helped out. But this crowd over at Cleveland, they always fill the stands for every home game.
It's going to be 1st and 5 for Parise. There's a back and a quasi pistol behind him. He is in trouble. He gets spun down, and it's going to be a tackle for loss. Actually, he may have even got a yard or two. Spun forward very wisely.
This is a fun matchup to watch. Down in the trenches of the offensive line, young group for Heritage going against this veteran group of Cleveland. And there they just shot the gap. A little bit of hesitation, and then they made the play. And we've got an outstanding game here finishing up the first quarter.
Senior, 6'1", 250, Cameron Daniel, the defensive end, cleaning up things there for the Rams. He did have 2 tackles for loss last week, but just gets the tackle there because Parise so wisely spun forward. So we'll flip sides of the field. A quarter in the books from Johnston County tonight. CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University, and we'll have more play-by-play action right after this. Let's check out the United States Army game summary for this First quarter in the books. The U.S. Army be all you can be. Cleveland got the passing game going, but Heritage and the ground game has been most impressive.
Yeah, they really did a nice job moving the line of scrimmage. Very balanced, though. 94-87 to start off this ball game. 7 penalties, but we've got an even game. Good start here going into the second quarter.
Heritage led 10-zip. Now 10-7. Patrick Johnson, Jason Hunter, Kendall Smith, our entire Friday Night Rivals crew with you. Thanks for being with us here on WRDC Sports. Week 2 of the high school football season. And our initial broadcast of the 23 campaign, that was dropped by Carter. Carter had 21 receptions last year as a junior.
That pass intended for number 1, Tavares Carter.
Sean Williams was in the neighborhood for Cleveland.
Nice coverage from Williams there coming up, trying to make the play. And now on third down, we'll see if Cleveland brings a blitzing scheme, if they try to stunt up front and try to get pressure on Paris.
A 3rd and long for the Huskies.
Right now showing blitz.
And Zach Colbert rocked offside to the corner. And this makes this a little more negotiable, perhaps, for the Huskies. They're going to take O'Connell out and replace him with a couple different players, including a tight end.
Nice job with the hard count. The Huskies going on 2, and they got the flag.
Greg Davis is in at tight end now, number 90. Here goes Lambert, stretching it out, and he gets a first down.
Number 24, Jacob Lambert.
Wow. That is a Performance Ford first down. Performance peace of mind, lifetime powertrain warranty. Find peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton.
Well, that was initial surge off the line of scrimmage. Rawls coming through there to try to make the play, but Lambert had an extra gear to get around the edge to pick up the first down.
Pretty impressive run there. Lambert's had a good game tonight. Paris gets rid of it.
That was Cameron Harrell, number 99, coming off the edge. The senior, 6'1", 250 pounds. Beat his man. And we got a penalty here on Heritage.
So that's going to be grounding. He wisely got rid of it, Jay, but he just didn't ever, even though he went far back, never got outside of the tackle.
Well, and Harrell up front just came off the edge. There was nowhere to go with it. And that's where this veteran group up front for Cleveland is so good, getting pressure on the quarterback. They just have a way about them, whether it's through speed, technique, or power to get into the backfield.
We're going to have a timeout.
Timeout taken, Huskies.
We're going to take a timeout. Second quarter just underway. CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University. (10-7). And it's going to be 3rd down and 28. What do you run on that down and distance, Sonny?
Screen. Screen or run the ball. You do not want to risk it here, especially against this athletic defense by Cleveland. You know, sometimes a punt isn't a bad play.
Paris has been very
He's impressed me.
tonight. Yeah, he's looked really good.
He's been in control of the offense.
He's going to air it out down the sideline, and it is dropped in and out of the hands of Carter. He had the 2 defenders' feet. He might have scored.
A beautiful throw over the top, and you're right with his speed. He turned on the burners. Beautiful throw. Nice loft.
It was on the money.
Could have been a touchdown. It's an opportunity. Couldn't connect. Cleveland defense there, not staying back, and we force a punt here, but an opportunity there for Heritage.
I like that they were aggressive, though.
Yeah, I do. And Bradley Fournier, the offensive coordinator, I love what he's done tonight, mixing in the run and the pass, but taking shots down the field.
He got a hand on it, but it's going to take a favorable Huskies roll. Saying go, go, and they'll down it. So here comes the offense. Well, stay tuned for the Performance Board halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes participating school interviews with principals, highlights, and more. Performance Peace of Mind Powertrain Life Warranty. Find peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton. Bird, nice throw, complete to the 45, and then he fumbled the football. The receiver did. It's loose. The pigskin is recovered by the Huskies. Another turnover for Cleveland. Chandler Fleming to the corner, came up with it as Stokes coughed it up.
Uncharacteristic mistakes by the Rams. A nice throw from Bird here, keeping his eyes up, throwing on the run, accurate. And then the Huskies, though, they are going for the ball. Look at them clawing at it. Excellent job there, coming from behind and knock the ball loose.
That was Ingram, actually, and then look at this. This is the right call. His knee was not down before the ball was jarred loose. Really nice job there defensively.
Jack Corella.
Yep, Jack Corella, the strong safety. Corella talked about he made a lot of mistakes last week in film study. He saw that, and he was going to correct them this week. Little option coming to the near side and nothing doing.
This is where the Cleveland defense has to hold up here. Your offense had a mistake. Now you've got to pick them up. And for Heritage on the other side, you take advantage of these turnovers here and try to get a drive going.
Loss of 4.
We saw in the previous drive an opportunity with a shot down the field. We'll see if Heritage tries to test out the secondary.
Alex Parise at the controls. It's AP classes.
Flag on play.
Big game on the Huskies. Jay, this has been a half that's just crept along.
Well, no one's a fan of the penalties.
Scott Riley. He is dialed up here as he calls the plays defensively. Here comes LaDainian Person. His brother Ricky, the back at NC State.
21, Landon Person. Tackle on the play by number 30, Demarius Plummer.
And Demarius Plummer, the nose tackle, flowing down the line, made the tackle.
Yeah, Plummer very athletic on that front. You see him there. Another senior on this defensive line. It's a nice job taking on double teams. Very strong and stout up front.
5'10", 256 is Plummer. He's a senior. Parise created a pocket and leaves it incomplete. Crutchfield was in the neighborhood. So now 4th and an eternity, they're going to punt again.
But in Cleveland there, showing different looks. Only 3 down linemen. But they bring that 4th rusher from different sides. That time over on the left side, just giving different looks to this offensive line, trying to confuse them. Nice job getting off the field.
Gully is back. They went for it. It'll be taken at the 44-yard line, a 35-yard punt. Here goes Gully down the sideline, and he is ushered out of bounds. So a nice return. And here come the Cleveland Rams. So another opportunity here from Cleveland, and they'll have their best field position to start a drive here tonight.
Yeah, and for them, coming out here, we'll see how they try to attack, whether it's through the air or on the ground. But this is an offense here. They had that one nice drive scoring the touchdown, but this is the best field position here, and I expect them to be aggressive.
So Bird leads them out from the 45-yard line. It's complete to the 40. Nice grab there made by Crooms, and he's got a handful of catches tonight. To Kendall Smith down on the sideline. Kendall?
Well, a tough break for Cleveland in that last offensive possession. But when we talked with head coach Scott Riley earlier in the week, he emphasized that players often get on their teammates before the coaches do. Over here on the sidelines, Jackson Bird, very, very vocal, telling his team, we can do it. Get back out there. Let's keep going. And here he is out here with another shot, guys.
Passed last year for over 2,800 yards. As a sophomore, he'll throw on the run here, and a nice completion inside the 25. It's grabbed by Cam Insko, his 5th reception of the campaign.
Well, Insko is one of Bird's favorite receivers, and I don't think people realize how hard this throw is, rolling out to your opposite side of your throwing arm, on the run, keeping your eyes up, and throwing a perfect ball with Insko, tight roping the sideline. Great execution.
Bird is so accurate. Performance board first down. Another throw, and that one out of reach, intended for Insko again. So it'll be second down and 10. Bennett reversing field, and he is going to be dragged down for a loss. 3rd and long as the ball went to the sophomore again, Bennett. We've got a Husky down injured. Boy, the trainers quickly getting out there. They do such a great job on both sides and all across the state. We'll take a timeout as they tend to the injured Heritage player. They're still attending to the injured Huskies player. Heritage jumped out 10-0. Cleveland answered with a touchdown in the first off an impressive drive. You would think normally a night like tonight, the concern might be with cramping. I don't think this is that, but look at Wallace Clark there, down on 2 knees near the player, not hovering over him, but close enough just to see and watch. He's a real father figure in this program. He's had a tremendous amount of success. They've been to the playoffs 8 straight seasons and 9 times in their program's history.
He has. I mean, and we've been lucky to get to know him and Scott Riley, and 2 of the best coaches. But as people, these guys are awesome. When we get to talk to them, look forward to working with them during the week of the broadcast and learning about their teams. And they truly care about their players. They do things the right way, and these kids are lucky to play for 2 great coaches.
That is the rugged defensive tackle, Greg Davis, who walks off on his own power. So that's a positive to see. So a loss on a running play brings up 3rd and a long 13. Porter Bennett in at running back. Low snap to Bird. Time in the pocket. Completes it in traffic inside the 20. He'll be shy of the first down. Nice grab by Gully. Boy, he's an impressive youngster, isn't he?
He is. He's come into this program and done a nice job. Good route there. Coming back to the football and making it manageable here on this 4th down opportunity.
It'll be 4th and 6, so they are in 4-down territory. Bird gets the play call and shouts out the instructions. He's going to heave it downfield. Caught! More of a touchdown. Cam Insko with his second touchdown of the year for the Cleveland Rams. It's an NC assist touchdown. We make affording college simple. They love their Rams here, and rightfully so.
Just a fantastic throw from Bird. Watch him keep his eyes up, and then that movement in the pocket. Accurate throw, and there's Insko going right down the middle. Good job with the completion to get another touchdown on the board.
Here's Gonzalez as they went to the water bucket. 5 minutes nearly gone by here in the second period. Cleveland has taken their first lead of the night. It's through the uprights, and it is a 14-10 game now. Cleveland on top.
Well, and Bird's ability to run, but also move in and out of the pocket puts so much stress on the secondary. He's looking to throw all the way. The pressure comes up the middle, keeps his eyes up. And there's Insko with his speed, getting behind the secondary. Nice job with the over route.
Boy, that was just out of the reach of Crutchfield, wasn't it?
And he had that touch on to loft it up, get it over the secondary, but right into the lap of Insko.
Excellent point, Sonny. A lot of young quarterbacks would have tried to bullet it in there, and it would have been batted down.
Well, and he's got the ability to take off and run it, or you're right, try to throw it and get it knocked down, but he can find the passing lanes. And again, that patience in the pocket, letting your wide receivers run down the field. They just had that feel and connection, the quarterback and the wide receivers for Cleveland.
A reminder that we are streaming Friday Night Rivals on our Facebook Live page at MyRDC TV, brought to you by CVS. Shop new lower prices every day. Air Experts Heating and Cooling Kickoff. Air Experts. Schedule your $89 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. Ten-yard line, Crutchfield. Out across the 35, and he gets close to the 40-yard line. What an impressive return. Boy, Jay, over the years, we've seen guys that just glide when they get the ball. He's one of them.
He makes it look easy. He can break in and out of cuts. He's just so tough to bring down, not only with his track speed, but that quickness, getting in and out, breaking away from defenders.
We've seen Cornell Powell. That would look like a Cornell Powell return. Of course, played at Clemson and now with the Chiefs, and then Omarion Hampton here. He would do something
well. And Brandon Crutchfield's going to Old Dominion. Ricky Ronnie, the head coach for the Monarchs. So that's a big-time recruit going up to Old Dominion. I'm just surprised the schools around this area didn't go after him harder, because I think he is an outstanding player and has a bright future at the next level.
So here comes the Huskies. And on first down, in motion goes Chandler Fleming. And the handoff on the ground. They churn out a couple there. Tough running again by Jacob Lambert.
Well, we highlighted Crutchfield in the open with his skills as a defensive back. Now here playing both ways, out on the offensive end in the slot. But he's been out there for most of the game. Nice job picking up a couple yards on first down.
2nd and 8. Take the handoff to Crutchfield. Here goes the quarterback calling his own number, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 49. For more on Brandon Crutchfield, let's go down to Kendall Smith.
Well, Jay, you just brought it up there. Brandon Crutchfield committed to Old Dominion on July 26th. Had a super impressive 2022 season. Interceptions. That was tied for 6th in the state last year. But when we talked to Coach Clark about it, he said, I wasn't surprised when I got the call that Brandon committed to Old Dominion. What does surprise me, like you said, Jay, is how many schools didn't take notice of him. He says he thinks Old Dominion is going to be very impressed with him, especially with his knowledge of the game. Just an extremely versatile player for the Huskies, guys.
So on your screen there, Wallace Clark hustling down, the 6th-year coach, head coach. He'll burn the timeout here. leaves him with 2. Third and a pretty, well, now they've moved it up a little, 3rd and 1. Well, stay tuned. Kendall will have the Performance Ford halftime report. This week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes will hear from others involved in these schools. Principals from Heritage and Cleveland are scheduled to stop by. Highlights, stats, and a lot more. Performance Peace of Mind Powertrain Lifetime Warranty. Find that peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonhalder, and Kendall Smith, our entire crew here. Great to see everybody here on the inaugural broadcast of the 2023 season. We got some new threads.
Yeah, we're back.
And we are back.
Best part of the week, Friday night.
Absolutely. Got 3 of these things in a row next week, don't you?
Yeah, it's football season. It's back, and summer's always fun, but there's nothing better than this time of year.
3rd and short. Trying to string it out is Lambert, and the Rams run to the football like no one else. Nice pursuit led by Jackson Tyler, the free safety.
Now, this is a secondary that's very physical, and look at Cleveland crowd the line of scrimmage, and every Ram just running to the football, hustling over. 3 and 4 hats coming over to make the play, and you figure 3rd down. If you didn't pick it up, Harris is probably going to go for it, but with that huge loss, the Huskies are going to have to punt it.
Insco's helmet came off, so he had to come out. Nice job to penetrate up the middle by Cameron Melvin, the outside backer, too. That kind of blew the play up. Here's the punt. Much better effort this time. Boy, that was a boomer. And it's going to roll. Oh, it's picked up off the bounce by Gully. A cavalier move, and he's able to return it out to the 22. Boy, that was dangerous, wasn't it?
And it paid off. He got some positive yards there.
So risky.
There you go. Here's the bounce. Says, I can get this.
Takes it from the 3 and returns it out
Ball be marked at
the 20-yard line. Boy,
no risk, no reward. I like it, though. You like you can get around the edge. Gave his team more room.
Heritage Cleveland. Huskies jumped out here on the road by 10. 2 unanswered scores from Bird in this offense for Cleveland on the little screen pass. It's Tyson Stokes. I like his hands, Jay. Grant Limpscomb on the tackle.
And Stokes just has that feel running the football, and then also in the passing game. He's a weapon. You can trust him throwing the football, whether that's in the slot running option routes or in the screen games.
Bird with the snap. Bird, a pump fake, and then delivers it downfield, caught by Cam Insco.
Number 9, Camden Insco.
It's Landon Insco that lost his helmet in there. A lot of Inscos. There's a couple brother tandems on both these rosters.
And we got 3rd down and 1 for the
Insco's
Rams.
got the touchdown reception tonight. Bird had 36 touchdown passes a season ago for the Rams. And Stokes get enough for the first down. We shall see. I think, Sonny, where they're going to spot the ball, he's short.
Yeah, that was Elijah Smith, number 55. Now they're going to give it to him. Yeah, they're going to give him the first, but Smith held him up and brought him down. Just got enough, though.
Nice tackle by Eli Smith, as you mentioned. And that will be a Performance Ford first down peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton. Go back again to Stokes. Stokes had 40 yards last year in limited action.
Gain of 5. They'll bring up 2nd down and 5.
When you watch the offense and defensive lines, this is physical groups on both sides. I love watching the line play. These guys really getting after it. Just watch them shoot off the ball here at passing clinic.
Here's a throw downfield. It is going to be hauled in for the score. Touchdown, Cleveland. Gully with the grab. And it's an NC assist touchdown. We make a Fordham College simple. Gully made that look simple.
The offensive line will do a nice job run blocking. Here they do the job in pass protection. Their star quarterback, Jackson Bird, is in rhythm. Beautiful pass over the top. Look at that spiral right into the lap, and goalie does the rest, gets behind the defense, takes it all the way. Look at that. Perfectly in stride, and goalie with that hand-eye coordination brings it in. Stretch out the lead.
They're going to go for a two-point conversion, and they get it. How about that? So now 22 unanswered for the Rams.
Goalie, the senior, using that speed. And a nice job again by the whole offense. Holding up, and here's the two-point conversion. The water bucket there. Nice throw by Zaylin Ingram, who had a big week against Hoggard, going and getting the ball through the air to Nick McIntosh, a junior tight end, for 2.
Scott Riley's team looking to go 2-0. 30 seniors on the roster, and he talked about, well, what are you going to do when those 30 seniors? Well, he said we've got 32 juniors. Yeah. They have 130 players.
That's amazing.
In the program here.
It's amazing. Double numbers, a lot of jerseys and helmets, but that's a testament to the job he's done here and how much this community loves football, wants to play for Coach Riley.
It's a special place, undoubtedly. Your Experts Heating and Cooling kickoff about to be unleashed. Your Experts Heating and Cooling. Schedule your $89 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. The senior class has only lost 3 games.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Went for the onside squib again. That's a favorite of Scott Riley's. And it will be secured by Heritage. Zane Kirsch was one of those that was there, along with Owen Wood for the Huskies. So they're going to get another short field to operate with here, Sonny. Where has it kind of come off the rails for the Huskies offense?
Well, I think for them, they just need to stay with their game plan of having a balanced offense. And this is a Cleveland group that can put up points quickly. But for Heritage, you want to score a touchdown here, but use this clock. I think you got to get Crutchfield the ball, and Jack O'Connell, the tight end, he's in the slot. He needs to get some looks here as well.
And we thought O'Connell might be a little bit more of a factor. 2 backs, they motion 1 out. This is caught, and it will be down the sideline by Carter.
That's the way you want to start off the drive. Easy pass over to one of your top playmakers, and Carter, after he catches the ball, he's looking to get downfield with his big body. Makes it second and manageable.
We got 2nd down and 7 for the Huskies.
Second down. Go on the ground again. Good hard run by LaDainian Person. He does a really nice job when he gets both these backs do for the Huskies. Yeah. They get the football. Especially they give them a crease. They are able to get positive yardage.
Well, they have speed, but they're looking to run over you. That was a good physical run, finishing it off, and now, for Heritage, you figure you've got 2 downs here to try to pick up the first.
3rd and 3. They'll operate at the Cleveland 42. Tossed it, and here comes Lambert for a first down and more down the sideline. So that will move the chains. It'll be a performance board first down. Performance Peace of Mind, lifetime powertrain warranty. Find peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton.
Well, we've seen the pitch, the option here 4 times throughout this first half. Nice job, Bradley Fournier, the offensive coordinator, mixing things up and getting the ball on the outside. There's Lambert finishing it off, and this drive continues.
Gain of 17. CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University. Pearson, positive yardage on first down, maybe not as much as they wanted, but he does get across the 25 to the 24.
Attack at the line of scrimmage by host Rams.
I like how Heritage is using the clock. No reason to rush here. Again, you want to try to finish this off with points, but leave Cleveland no time.
They don't have to snap this till right around 2 minutes if they don't want to. Option again, it goes out of bounds. Caught a break there.
Zach Holbert, the linebacker, flying up off the edge.
Pitch fumbled out of bounds.
He almost had one a moment ago.
Good hustle. Holbert disrupting the play.
Lost yards back to the 28. Third down 12. This has been the down and distance that has really hurt them. Go with the screen, and a really nice job to make the tackle there for Cleveland by Sawyer Lowe, the middle linebacker.
Jacob Lambert.
He fought off the block and then was able to get the slippery Lambert.
Sawyer Lowe is so tough. See him on the edge here. Just fighting. There's the block. Look at 40, how physical he is. And a huge play by Lowe making the tackle.
He actually took the hit to the blocker.
Yeah. Big fourth down, stop the Rams.
Lowe, the junior linebacker, one of the leaders on the defensive end for the Rams. Now, big fourth down coming up.
Huskies take it down on the play clock, and then they'll take a timeout with a minute 22 to go. Leaves them with one. Cleveland with a full complement. Should they get the ball back, they certainly are capable of going down with 3 timeouts the way Bird is operating and add more points.
Yeah, and imperative here for Heritage. Try to finish this half off with momentum. I was pleased with the performance we've seen for the Huskies coming out here. Wallace Clark talked to us about minimizing mistakes and playing with confidence, and came out, got the lead, and Cleveland's come on strong here with the 22 points, but they've got to finish this off, and you know Cleveland wants one more crack at it here before they go to the halftime break.
22-10, a little bit of a high school scorigami here. 10-0 Huskies, and then Cleveland with 22 unanswered. They're going to try to come up with a big stop. If you're the Huskies, Sonny, what do you do here?
Well, I think we saw them on a 4th and long situation go deep.
They've done it twice.
Tavares Carter, he's your tallest wide receiver with speed. I would expect him to get a look.
O'Connell is in the slot on the right side. Crutchfield at the bottom of your screen. I think one of those two have to be involved.
There for those Rams cheerleaders down there.
Their receivers bunched up to the left of the quarterback. Carice. Time. Zings it across. And was it caught? If so, that was a great catch by Carter. And they're going to say it was incomplete. Nice effort, though, by the senior receiver.
Really good coverage from Jackson Tyler, number 23. And Parise was patient in the pocket. Kind of threw it away from Tyler, where maybe you give a chance to Carter to try to get. That's just a tough play, but the defense holding strong here. Now the offense is going to have those timeouts with 1:16 left.
Full complement of them. The 26. Bird flares it out. Insco out of bounds at the 31.
Pass complete to number 9.
It's a pickup of 5. Plenty of time with a minute 11 remaining.
Well, and Cleveland is so good in the 2-minute drill. These wide receivers and quarterbacks work throughout the summer. They went to UNC 7-on-7 camp. And again, these guys practice all the way throughout. They have a connection, and they're well built for this moment going into the break.
Bird again to Insco to the 41. That's a completion of 10 yards.
Bird gets rid of the ball so quickly when that back foot hits, he makes a decision and he goes with it. Strong arm, accurate throw to Insco.
They're experts, or rather a performance forward first down there to the 41. That only took 4 seconds off the clock. And here comes a flag.
Flag on the play.
This may be the thing that changes the complexion of this drive to end the half. That penalty.
And that's going to be a point for both coaches at the halftime breaks, is cleaning up the penalties and just some of those mistakes. But again, early on in the season, you expect that. That's an area to focus on.
Huskies had a handful of them in the first quarter. Bird trying to escape. Down to the 45.
The referee got down there too. So he's okay.
Yep. Official shaken up. He's all right.
Good job.
And Cleveland burns their first timeout.
For the toughness there. Didn't even shake it off.
Steamy night here in Johnston County. Got a great halftime show coming up. Kendall Smith, great to have her with us this year. She'll be with us next week when Garner and Millbrook play. You love going to Millbrook, Sonny. That's one of your favorite places to go. They always are hospitable with us there at Millbrook. So it'll be an exciting Friday night rivals next week. A couple of tradition-rich programs.
And 2 new head coaches.
Yep.
Deron Donald, Lamar Marshall from Millbrook. Deron Donald over at Garner. And those programs, everybody knows about Millbrook and Garner.
Ron Donald coached down in Fayetteville. Then he came up 95 to Triple S, Smithfield-Selma. That had been a program that had been in the doldrums forever here in Johnston County, and he's led them to 2 years of really good play. They were undefeated for much of last season and lost in the playoffs. So Deron Donald is excellent, excellent coach. Parker Bird. Flag comes down, trying to direct traffic, one at Insco. Good coverage by Renwick.
And Lamar Marshall over at Millbrook coming in, a team that went to the Eastern Regional Final against New Bern, almost won that game, but that's a group that a lot of talent on that team. Mason Fortune, senior quarterback, another outstanding player. So excited to see him.
I see Fortune there today. I think, how long has Fortune been there? He's been there forever, it seems like. You've seen him over the years.
He started as a sophomore.
Yeah. Speak of Millbrook and New Bern, their coach Tori Now has taken a job up here in the Triangle now at Hillside. Took the job pretty late in June. Oh, the ball snapped over the head of Bird. He dives to retrieve it, and the Huskies believe they have it. And they do. Oh, what a break here possibly for Heritage. Wow. Isaac Sherwin hustled to get back there to it.
The linebacker group is so athletic, and here's Sherwin just jumping on the ball with the snap going on the ground. Heady play, and this is the momentum shift the Huskies were looking for. The defense makes the play, and now the offense. Still plenty of time here with 45 seconds left to get some points.
No timeouts, but they're in really good field position. They're best of the night after the 3rd turnover for Cleveland in the opening half. Have them inside the green zone here. Paris swings it to Person. Positive yardage as he takes it down to the 12. That's right, it is the green zone this year. The Drive Shack green zone. Drive Shack, a driving range is only half the story. I think we need a crew announcer, the whole team, an outing at Drive Shack.
See you out there swinging the clubs.
I'm a lefty. Here's the throw. Caught by Crutchfield. Touchdown. Wow.
Pass up, but out of bounds.
Oh, they're going to say it was out of bounds. Gracious. Boy, that was lasered in off the low snap at Crutchfield just to make a grab. Let's see. Yep. That was a heck of a play, though.
And Excellent throw from Parise on the run. I mean, right where you want it to give your wide receiver a chance. Crutchfield did everything he could.
Sean Williams very wisely pushing him too.
And coverage by Williams just blanketing him. That's as close as it gets, but now here you have the stoppage of time for both teams to go over and get set up here for the final 17.5 seconds going into the break. Now this is just inches away from being a touchdown. Watch as Crutchfield hauls it in, has possession.
Ooh, you know what? Yeah, he came down on it.
That left foot looked like it hit first.
It did, didn't it?
Still excellent effort.
Tough to see, though. I mean, when it comes through, he does end up coming down on there. Just any of that foot touched before. It would be reviewed. I don't know if it would be overturned in college or the pros. It was a heck of a play, though, by that quarterback-receiver tandem. I think they've got to get more involved here in this game.
Well, I think we're going to see Parise here roll out again, use his legs to extend it, and try to run out of bounds or throw it into the end zone, but you can't take a sack in this situation with no timeouts.
Cleveland took the timeout. Parise, blitzer picked up. He'll throw it, and it was intended for Carter, and it was broken up. Nice job by Peters to get over there and knock it away, or was it Williams again?
That was Peters playing both ways, offense and defense. Track it down.
Yep, the veteran Peters.
Yeah.
4-year starter on this defense. Oh, what a play.
Got his hand up there, that offhand, the left hand to clip it.
So a 20-yard field goal earlier in this game. That was the first points of the game. Cleveland's going to take a timeout. This is going to be a 21-yarder at a slight angle. And can Money knock it in? All right, let's check out the United States Army game summary for this quarter. The U.S. Army, be all you can be. That's the numbers tonight. 197 yards in the first half for the passing attack led by Bird. 90 yards rushing, a very good number. They had just 80 yards of total offense in all last week, did Heritage.
I like how Heritage is running the football and having balance, and Cleveland's really come on here in the second quarter through the air. Both sides will address the penalties and the turnovers right now in favor of Heritage, but for the Huskies here, if you can get some points here going to halftime break, you're going to feel good about where you're at.
You know, we've talked about the defense for Cleveland. We've talked about the Rams offense. Their special teams, though, they've had some moments over the years, including some key blocks of kicks. Crutchfield to hold. This will be a 24-yarder. And Money drills it.
Is good. Field goal by number 16, Joshua Money.
So that makes it a 9-point game. We still have just a little bit under 12 seconds on the clock.
And the Money Man comes through again. 2 for 2.
Got an extra point tonight. So he scored 7 of their 13 in this game.
And for Cleveland there, you have the turnover, but the defense forces a field goal. So really that's the win, because that easily could have been a touchdown in that situation, but you only give up 3. And you go to the halftime break here. Maybe you have an opportunity to get the ball back and take a shot, but right now you have the lead. The first quarter wasn't the way you planned it out to be, but you really come on strong here in the second quarter.
We're going to take a little bit of time now. 7 seconds now remain. Alongside Jay Sunholder, I'm Patrick Johnson. Sonny, the ECU tight end in his collegiate playing days. Great to have Kendall Smith with us, the Gamecock, on the sidelines. It's going to be a game day next week.
Yeah. UNC versus South Carolina down in Charlotte. And East Carolina's going up to the big house.
Blue and maize.
The Mason Blue of Michigan.
The blue and maize, right?
I think it's the opposite way, the Mason Blue.
I did that just for you. That's a kick that was down. I think I called it the maize and gold, didn't I? Is that what I called it the time I was earlier this summer?
I'm all confused now what it is.
Well, I was clearly confused, right?
Well, it's going to be an interesting game up there.
I think so. Week 0 games getting underway tomorrow. USC, can they crash the college football playoff party? Got a great quarterback.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley's done a magnificent job there. And then you've got, I think, Navy and Notre Dame will be quite interesting tomorrow from Ireland. They'll take a knee. Will Cleveland, they lead by 9 as we go into the half. We're about to hear from Scott Riley as Kendall catches up with him. And Kendall Smith standing by with Scott Riley, whose team scored 22 unanswered here in the first half. They have a 9-point lead at halftime.
$244.
So the Huskies in one end zone. Cleveland will be in the other for the halftime break.
3, 9, 4,
and here's Kendall with Coach Scott Riley for Cleveland.
Coach, you hold them to a field goal there. You've got a 9-point lead heading into the half. How do you hold on to this one?
We got to play better. We got to take care of the ball. We got 3 turnovers in 2 quarters. That's not acceptable. We got to execute our offense and defense and just play better than we are right now.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Back up to you guys.
Good job, Kendall. Thank you, Scott Riley. Not happy with the turns. 3 of them in the first half. But when you got Bird, well, that can cure a lot of ills, can it? Great quarterback, the junior. One of the best in the junior class. Got a couple through the air tonight, one on the ground. 22-13. CBS Friday Night Rivals, presented by Campbell University, and we've got halftime straight ahead.
You're watching the Performance Ford Halftime Report. Performance Ford, home to the Performance Peace of Mind Lifetime Powertrain Warranty. Find peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton.
You're watching the Performance Ford Halftime Report. And now it's time for the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. Presenting the award for Tatum and Atkinson is John Hummel.
Tatum and Atkinson is proud to present the Friday Night Rivals Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week from Heritage High School. The Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Alexander Parise. Alex is a football team captain, a member of the soccer team, and carries a 4.54 GPA. Alex participates in community food drives and works with the Athletes of Abilities Tennis Association of North Carolina. From Cleveland High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Landon Insko. Landon is an all-conference football player, a 2-year starter, and carries a 4.27 GPA. Landon volunteers as a referee for Pop Warner Flag Football and volunteers as a youth leader at community sports camps.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Tatum and Atkinson, injured in a wreck? Call the heavy hitters.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes of the Week. It's halftime here between Heritage and Cleveland. The Rams are leading the Huskies 22-13. And when we come back here on CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University, we'll have a very special guest joining us on the show. It's Jenna Salzhaer, the principal at Cleveland High School. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back in, everybody, to the Performance Ford Halftime Report here on CBS Friday Night Rivals, presented by Campbell University. I'm Kendall Smith, now joined alongside of a very special guest. It's the principal from Cleveland High School, Mrs. Jenna Salzhaer. So fantastic to have you on the show tonight here, Jenna. Always a pleasure to have you as well. Your team leads at the half. What'd you think of those first 2 quarters?
It's definitely exciting. Our first home game of the school year. So I always love community events. Our community is very supportive of the football team. But we've definitely struggled in this first half, definitely not playing Cleveland football. So I'm hoping they're going to pick it up in the second half.
I've seen you be very vocal on the sidelines. I'm loving it. You're cheering on your team. You're heading into your 7th year now as the principal at Cleveland High School. You all start school on Monday. So what excites you most about this year?
Being at Cleveland High School, period, is what excites me because I have been here for so long. I love Cleveland High School. I think it's the best high school in Johnston County, the best place to be. I think the most thing that just excites me in general about Cleveland High School is how well-rounded we are. We're not only great in athletics, but we're also wonderful in academics. Our fine arts programs are extremely successful, nationally known. So I think just being so well-rounded and such an excellent high school overall experience, I think that's what makes me the most proud and what I'm most looking forward to offering to our incoming freshmen and our 1,900 and almost 70 kids that we'll have here starting on Monday.
Listen, I love your energy. It's rubbing off on me. Thank you so much to Jenna Salzhair, the principal at Cleveland High School. We've got a tight one here in our CBS Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week presented by Campbell University. Stay tuned for more.
Welcome back to the Performance Ford Halftime Report. CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University. Halftime tally, Cleveland 22, Heritage 13. Let's look at some of the first half highlights, Jason Alder.
Start off here early on with Heritage getting on the board. 3 points, took advantage of some good field positions. Their special teams set up, and then here it is, LaDainian Person, the junior, finishing it off. The Huskies were up 10-0 to begin the ball game in the first.
Good hard running early on. Pearson has been a surprise as he broke the plane of the end zone. And that put the Huskies ahead 10-0.
And then Cleveland came on strong here. Here's the first touchdown. Great run from Jackson Bird with the spin move, getting into the end zone, following that big offensive line. So athletic, and then he did it through the air as well. There's a little spin of the ball. And then the passing game going to his left, throwing over the middle to Landon Insco for another touchdown. A beautiful throw over the top.
And the work continued for the junior quarterback. The deep ball, Gully. The bobble, but the regain, and he scored.
And this offense really started clicking. They did the short routes, and then they could hit it over the top. And then Heritage, going into the halftime break, got another turnover, trying to create some momentum. They got the turnover, and then you get 3 more points going into the break to make it 22-13. But Heritage doing a nice job with their special teams unit. A couple field goals, and then their offense setting up with good field position.
We'll be back right after this. We're preparing for the second half to get underway on CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University. Patrick Johnson, Jason Alder. We'll get some of Sonny's analysis coming up in just a little bit. Don't know if he'll break out the dance moves like Josh, maybe.
Let's go.
Let's go down to Kendall Smith, who has the Heritage perspective from the first half. Kendall?
Well, guys, just to start things off, Josh over here is making me want to dance. He's crushing it, but like you said, just had the chance to talk with Coach Clark of Heritage, and I asked him, what is it going to take to get back into this one? And he said, we just need to focus and minimize our mistakes, control what we can control. He said there were good parts of that half, but he wants to come back into this one with his team focused, ready to roll. He thinks they can get back in this one, guys.
Sonny, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I think for Heritage, great start to the ball game, and then the second quarter was all Cleveland. So which team's going to come out here, get off to a hot start, is really going to take a placeholder on this game. And Scott Riley talked the halftime break about those turnovers. He has to be very pleased with his offense and also his defense standing strong, only giving up 10 points. But on the offensive end, they've got to protect the ball better, but we saw how smooth this offense can look when they're clicking.
They had 20 scored on them last week at Cleveland. They allowed just 14 points per game all of last season. 13 for the Huskies here in the first half.
And there was balance to the Huskies on the ground and through the air. And I liked what Alex Parisi did. running the football, moving out of the pocket. He was accurate in the passing game. This is a Huskies offense that has a lot of different weapons. So we'll see them here on the special teams unit kick the ball off, and then if their defense can get a stop.
So we're going to begin the second half.
Number 13, Alexander Paris.
And it will be our Air Experts Heating and Cooling kickoff. Air Experts Heating and Cooling. Schedule your $59 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. Good kick. Taken near the goal line. Here's Gully. Ran through an arm tackle, spun out, and then is brought out of bounds.
Number 16.
Nice hit.
Jordan Gully.
Delivered there. A good lick laid by Sean Nicholas for Heritage on special teams. But that's a good kickoff return. Second time we've seen Gully tonight take it near the goal line. And he returns this one out 20 yards to the 22.
Kickoff brought out to the 22-yard line. It'll be first and 10 Rams.
Big first half for Bird. 200 yards passing. And here's the run by Stokes. He'll take off down the sideline. They're not going to catch him. 10-5. Touchdown. Cleveland Rams. What a hit off the first play from scrimmage, and that is an NC assist touchdown for Stokes, his first of the year for Cleveland. NC assist, we make affording college simple.
Well, and Stokes is patient as his offensive line clears the path. Excellent job, just road grading up front. And then here's the speed from the senior. Down the sideline, no one can catch him. And what a way to start out the third quarter for the Rams.
So now it's 28-13. Going to kick it to go up 16 here. Gonzalez has been perfect tonight on his kicks. Career-long run for Stokes of 78 yards. It was an offense last year for Cleveland that averaged 400 yards per game. They had just 36 yards rushing last week against Hoggard, but if Stokes can provide this for him, some of the runs that he's gashed the opponent with tonight, Cleveland's going to have that great balance going, and they're so explosive.
And I loved how number 56 there, Emmanuel Thomas, once Stokes got to about the 50, put his arms up, knew it was a touchdown already. He knows how fast Stokes is, but that was a big drive there. One play, you get the touchdown, stretch out the lead, and now Heritage is looking at a 16-point deficit.
Well, we've not talked about this offensive line. Kadar Magnum's a 3-year starter, 2-time All-Conference. They have Terrence Simon, who started last year, and he's in the rotation as a reserve this year. And they will rotate those offensive linemen throughout.
And a group up front, really good in pass protection, but when they run the football, they'll run downhill and get push up front.
Your experts, heating and cooling kickoff. Schedule your $59 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. Kick will tail out of bounds. And the flag comes in. It'll be placed at the 35.
First and 10 Huskies.
So Heritage will scrimmage from the 35-yard line here. Down 2 scores. Go to the option. Lambert got tripped up and lunged ahead. And he's down at the 38. Nice tackle on the play there by Lowe. I tell you what, though, this Heritage bunch. What's so impressive about them, you could tell they're well coached, Jay, because even on contact, they're still moving forward.
Yeah. And they play hard, and they're seeking that contact. And I just like how well disciplined they are, the way they finish off and play football, stay low, all the things you look for in a well-coached team.
Lambert got 7. And he'll break through for a first down into Cleveland territory, 49-yard line.
Lambert stays so low when he runs, again, lowering his shoulder there to get a couple extra yards. See here as 24 gets it. Ball security and then staying low to the ground, that low center of gravity, finish it off with the extra spin across midfield.
I think we got a cramp. It's always a smattering of those early in the season, and they usually occur in the second half. And the great Harold Robinson, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association Hall of Fame coach for years and years in Martin County at Old Williamston High School. He played at Washington High School, or Little Washington, but he always said, it isn't what you do during the day of a game. It's what did you do in the day or two before as far as what you ate and how hydrated you were.
Wise words.
Absolutely. Harold is on the call. Martin County schools have consolidated into one team, so he's the analyst this year for the Martin County High School team. They're playing at Aiden Grifton tonight in the East.
That's number 99, Cameron Hall.
Well, during the fourth quarter of tonight's game, we'll select the West Shore Home play of the game. West Shore Home bringing happiness to every home. A lot of candidates for that designation tonight.
We'll have a vote here soon.
Yes, we will. Do I get the vote on that?
I'll give you a vote.
Okay, I like it. Huskies with a couple of good plays out of the gate here. And some movement up front. Is it going to go against Cleveland, or is it going to be on the Huskies? It is going to be a false start on the Huskies. And I think the offensive linemen for Heritage are saying is they're coming up out of the stance, moving around up front.
But there was some stunts up front. It's a game where each team is pointing at each other.
Wallace Clark, 15-10 is his conference mark. Backs him up 5. Crutchfield. One of the few times he's been in the mix tonight. And he gets 7 back.
Crutchfield on the catch.
Gage Tremaine over there to slow him down. A couple other Rams coming over for the play. But Crutchfield's been on the field all night on the defensive end, over in the secondary, and predominantly in the slot.
Option. Lambert. And Lambert with a good carry. Positive yards. A late flag comes flying in.
Back on the play by number 24, Gage Tremaine. We have a flag on the play.
A hold against Heritage.
Huskies.
Jay, starting to see a little bit of head hanging on the Heritage side right now.
Well, and you get a couple penalties there, and that's an area that just it really burns you, because you have a positive play and then the chains move back. So for Heritage, you gotta try to find a way to see any more yellow flags and give yourself a chance. Now, second and long situation. This is where Cleveland is at its best, bringing pressure. Scott Riley likes to change up looks. Right now, just a 3-down look with the 4 backers.
Second down and 19 from the 43. Here's Crutchfield on the end around. Another penalty marker comes flying in. Crutchfield out of bounds across midfield. Well, Scott Riley was not happy with the turnovers in the first half. His team had 7 first half penalties. That's now double-digit penalties for Heritage. They cleaned it up in the second, but here so far in the third, 3 penalties on this drive alone.
I really like that play design with the misdirection, getting the ball to Crutchfield on the outside, and your wide receivers are trying their best to stream. Just had the hold on the outside.
2nd and 19. Make it 2nd and 25. 24, check that. Ball backed up to the 37. You don't have to get it all here on this play. Hit as he throws, and it will be incomplete. Couple receivers were there, Carter and Lambert. The pressure came there from Holbert.
Yeah, look at 12 beating the block with speed.
A little corner blitz there, son.
Yeah, and getting into the lap of Paris. And all conference defenders all across the board for the Cleveland defense. The experience from last year going into this year, so valuable for this group.
Paris, running for his life, gets rid of it. So the punt will come up. A low snap, and he was being pursued by Tremaine, the conference player of the year, and that's the quarterback, Paris, who is down.
Gage Tremaine applying the pressure.
All right, we'll check on Paris when we come back. Looks like it is an arm, the right arm of the quarterback, Alex Paris, for Heritage. Nothing nefarious about the hit. He just came down on his arm with a really tough defender making the tackle. Looks like they're just seeing how much mobility he might have in that right arm. Got rid of it, and he just braced himself with the throwing arm, and that's going to lead to Alex Paris being walked off the field. So Kendall will get an update on Paris' status for us. Looks like Sonny's got that right arm tucked a little, so.
It's just tough when you have those awkward falls and the defender falls on you and hit the ground in a tough spot. Hopefully he's okay, but he's played well tonight, and just hope that he can come back from it.
Well, they've got a backup now into punt because Paris handles those duties for them. And a nice job to get that one away by Jacob Cook. And it's going to be downed by Heritage at the 21.
Punt down at the 21-yard line.
Cleveland, who scored quickly on their opening drive, will come back one play. It was a 78-yard run by Stokes. And let's see what Jackson Bird and the Rams have cooked up here. You know they're going to keep their foot rather, on the accelerator.
The one running play to start off the half, nice job. And the offensive line, Patrick, tonight has done an excellent job in their pass protection, but also on the ground.
Kept it conservative there. A couple of Heritage Huskies, Holloway, one of them making the stop. Bennett got met after a gain, though, of 3 yards. 2nd and 7.
By number 11, Grant Lipscomb.
All at the 24. Out of the gun is Bird. And they'll stay conservative again. It's a pickup of maybe 2 to the 26.
Welcome by number 24, Gage Tremaine. Tap on the play by number 11, Grant Lipscomb.
Expect them to get a little more creative here on 3rd down.
I think here you're going to see the ball go in the air, and Bird right now taking his time, looking over to the sideline, waiting for the play call, but the Rams, their customary 4 wide receiver set look. Insco has been one of his favorite targets tonight.
It's starting to feel a little bigger than a 2-score game, isn't it?
Yeah, and with Parise out.
Gully on the end around. Pushed out of bounds, and he'll lose yardage. Nice job there defensively to stay with it by Jack Corella, the strong safety.
Corella, one of the best in the secondary. The Huskies holding up, stopping the run 3 plays in a row to get off the field.
So it's a 3 and out. Gonzalez on to punt. The clock at 10. Looping snap. Gonzalez has to run. Gonzalez steps out of a tackle, and he will be brought down inside the 5.
Snap by the Rams. Tackled inside the 5.
Not a whole lot that Gonzalez could do with that.
And that's what the Huskies needed to play on special teams. And now they're going to set their offense up with great field position. The ball high, and then just off the edge, the hustle to make the play. That was Chandler Fleming, the linebacker, the junior, coming up.
Cleaned up again by Corella. And that is going to set up a 1st and goal from the 5 inside the Drive Shack green zone. Drive Shack, a driving range, is only half the story. Dylan Schmidt is in at the controls now at quarterback. Schmidt is a junior. He'll hand it off to Pearson, who gets wrestled down by the linebacker, or rather middle nose tackle, Demarius Plummer. He's a spark plug in there, isn't he, Sonny?
He is. He is so good with his hands, just shedding the blockers up front, taking on double teams. And there's Schmidt, the junior.
Coming near side. Flag comes in as it is near the end zone and in, but we'll see what the flag is all about. See if this touchdown stands for the Huskies. I don't think it is going to.
Near the crackback block. Or a hold, we'll see. It's going against Heritage.
Yep. Crackback block.
Block from the outside in. See here as Person goes to the outside, and here's the block coming in right there to seal off the edge.
Correction, that'll be a crackback block.
Tight end Greg Davis, the guilty party. Well, Heritage has had their opportunities. They just, this half, have been a little ragged. Too many mistakes. Schmidt flares it out, and the receiver was met as soon as he got the football. Catch made by Owen Wood, and Insco blew him up.
I like this play call. This is slick to get O'Connell out in the passing game, but Insco perfectly defended, read his keys. Nice job wrapping up to make the play.
Good catch there, Sonny O'Connell, and that's the first time they've gotten him involved in this game.
But in the play action there to bring the defenders over towards the right, then you slip O'Connell through. It was just Insco stayed at home and was disciplined.
Now 3rd and goal, ball back to the 18. They're going in the wrong direction again. Schmidt will go down. He couldn't get the option delivery off because Melvin shot the gap and brought him down.
Cameron Melvin, another star on the defensive end. A lot of experience. Watch the quickness. 45 here, just going right up the middle.
Went untouched.
It swallows it up.
They're going to keep Schmidt out there. This is 4-down territory for them and probably out of the range of money from the field goal perspective. It would be a 42-yarder.
Tavares Carter, number 1 at the top of the screen. There's Crutchfield over on the right side. Going towards Carter.
And it is thrown, and it is caught, and it will be a touchdown.
Touchdown,
Tavares
Huskies.
Carter with the reception for the Huskies, who are
And we have a flag
now
on the
down
play.
10, but we have a penalty flag.
A touchdown by number 1.
What a ball by
Tavares
Schmidt, though.
Beautiful pass over the top.
And I think it's going to be against the Huskies again.
That'll be
If
unsportsmanlike
they run
conduct
in
against
practice
the
because of
Huskies.
penalties, they might be running for 3 days.
Looked like a touchdown, but unsportsmanlike after the play.
Okay.
But how about this throw? Clean pocket for Schmidt, and then Carter gets behind the defenders again. Hauls it in. Excellent hand-eye coordination. Yep, it's going to be touchdown for Heritage.
That's an NC assist touchdown. We make Fording College simple.
And here they're going to go for 2. Try to make it a one-score game.
You like that?
I do. I mean, in this situation, you get a 2-point conversion, 1 score, ties it up with another 2-pointer.
Well, and the thinking is it would be a 2-score game anyway if you just kick the extra point. This makes it a 1-score game.
Right.
If you don't succeed, you're going to need 2 scores as it is. The question is, can you keep Cleveland out of the end zone?
Look at this look with the heavy backfield as getting some officials talking to Wallace Clark over on the sideline, but
One of the just good guys in coaching, Wallace Clark.
outstanding. Love getting to meet with him every time we're with Heritage. One of the best.
Had some pretty good seasons over the years. Started last year 5-0, but dropped 4 of their last 6. Lost to Hoggard in the first round of the playoffs at home 42-13. As we mentioned, they've been to the playoffs 8 seasons in a row for the full seasons. Didn't go the COVID year. They snapped it to Wood, but he could not
2-point conversion is
go
no
in.
good.
Tried a little motion,
Huskies
and it's going to stay a 10-point game.
29.
29-19 is our count here as we're a little more than midway through the third. CBS Friday Night Rivals, presented by Campbell University, and Carter with the reception on the delivery from Schmidt. 10-point game. Nice night here in Clayton, Southern Clayton, as the Cleveland Rams at John Jacobs Stadium with the 10-point advantage, but the Heritage Huskies with a backup quarterback just got on the board. Been a lot of miscues tonight. Even though that won't go down as a turnover, they do turn it over on downs on that high snap off the punt as Cleveland. And now you've got an opportunity if you're Heritage here. After the unsportsmanlike, though, it'll be a pretty long kick. At an angle, comes down at the 25-yard line. And Gully trying to reverse field. Broke a tackle, but then gets brought down.
Number 16, Jordan Gully.
All right, Kendall Smith is over on the Heritage sideline. Kendall, what do you have on the quarterback, Alex Parise?
Yeah, Alex was down here with an athletic trainer going through some mobility exercises. Looks like he was able to get through them all, but he took off his pads. He's now iced up his upper right arm, and he's walking along the sideline. So no word as to whether or not he'll come back into this game, but from my perspective right now, he's not suiting up. He's got the ice on, and he's just watching, guys.
Yeah, it could be a night for him, and that might be the wise move here. The option sniffed out, though it was a gain of a couple.
By number 44, Isaac Sherwin.
Coach over there working hard, isn't he, Sonny?
He is.
Bring up 2nd down and 9.
Bringing his team back in here, only down 10. Their defense keeps making plays, and the offense capitalized with the throw from Schmidt to Carter.
They were up 10 in this game early. 22 unanswered by Cleveland for the field goal. And that is a nice job by that interior for Heritage. Two new schools, Sonny, relatively speaking, and they've had a long history. Haven't played at the varsity level in a number of years, but when they were both starting off their programs at the JV level, they played a couple times in their inaugural seasons as a JV program, both of them.
Well, they have like that kind of common similarity, and there's always been a lot of respect between both. They started at the same time, and they've both been programs that have been well known throughout the state ever since they opened the doors.
Bird on 3rd and 8, heaves it down the sideline, and it is going to be incomplete. Tell you what, this defense now kind of playing with a little bit of their hair on fire.
They are. The defense here coming out after that initial long run that they gave up to Stokes. Past 2 drives, they've done the job to force another 4th down. And potentially here set yourself up with pretty good field position.
The snap last time went over the head of Gonzalez. It loops back there again. High in the air. It will scrape the heavens, but come down short. 45-yard line, and that's pretty good starting field position for Heritage here, down 10. All of a sudden, the Cleveland offense haven't been on the field a lot. Their score did come on the first play from scrimmage, but they haven't been able to get anything going.
Yeah, and I think the credit right now is to the Huskies on the defensive end to slow it down, because this is a talented group, and if you're able to slow them down, that means you're doing something well on the defensive end. And there, see the team huddling up to kind of go over what they're seeing. But for Heritage, ball on the 45-yard line, good opportunity here, and I think you've got to look for Tavares Carter, who's made some big plays in the passing game, set up in one-on-one coverage.
End around, and it was met there defensively. Lowe again, Sawyer Lowe with the tackle.
Lowe's been all over the field. What a play. Watch 40 here, misdirection, fires through with no hesitation.
Scott Riley is putting some pressure now on Heritage. From the defensive side of things, it'll be 2nd and 15. And they get back to the line of scrimmage with Person. Hey, check that, it's Lambert. Haven't seen Nick Crosby tonight, the running back. It's been Ladarian Person instead. Actually gained a yard, so it's going to be another 3rd and long, 3rd and 14 here.
Schmidt looking over towards Carter. No safety help over the top, at least not initially. Carter down the bottom of the screen.
Schmidt, screen, Person, gets some room, but will get tackled. Back down from behind again by Lowe.
Pass complete to number 21, Ladanian Person.
And the ball will be placed at the 49. A punt to come up here on 4th down. Gully is back. Been a little bit of an adventure with him tonight, but he's dynamic, isn't he?
He is. I mean, when the ball's in his hands, he can scoot, and he's looking to make a play and take it all the way. The Cleveland defense doing their job, staying at home on the screenplay, swarming to the ball to force the 4th down.
High snap, they get it off the punt, and it's going to roll down. And be touchdown at the 15-yard line. That's a 36-yard punt by the backup punter. So, Sonny, I got to imagine for Heritage, not only are they having to use a backup quarterback, but a backup punter now, too, and kicker. And Reese does so much for this team.
And he's a leader in special teams and offense. He can impact the game. And this is where the Heritage defense, they've found a way to create turnovers tonight. They need another big play to try to slow down this offense.
Bird under duress, somehow fitted into a window, but they're going to say out of bounds was Insco.
Even though that wasn't complete, that's just a heady play, a smart play, trying to make something happen. That's what makes Bird so tough to defend, is he keeps his eyes up, and he's going to extend it as long as he can, almost able to pick up a couple yards there.
Bird out of the grasp of a defender, completes the pass, but it's going to be incomplete, knocked away. He had Ingram. Crutchfield, I believe, was there defensively.
And that was Zaylin Ingram that helped kind of break this up as Bird's just trying to make a play. There's Crutchfield, but Ingram knocks it loose. Outstanding
Crutchfield almost
job.
had the interception.
Crutchfield had this, but watch Ingram come through to knock the ball loose. Huge by the wide receiver to break that up.
That would have been the 4th turnover of the night.
Crutchfield committed to Old Dominion.
A lot of next level talent out there on this field tonight for both sides. 3rd and 10. Line holds up. Bird down the middle. In and out of the hands of his receiver. That was Insco again. They wanted him on the home run ball.
And they almost had it, and that is a tough play for those two. Already had a couple big plays tonight. Beautiful throw over the shoulder, almost able to bring it in.
That's
so close.
3rd or 4th time tonight that the receivers have gotten behind this Huskies defense. Insco just couldn't hang on. So now it's going to be a punt. Had a reserve in for Gonzalez there. And this will be a punt. It'll come down to the 47.
Punt down by the Rams.
Job there by Crooms. All right, here are the U.S. Army stats through 3 quarters. United States Army game summary. United States Army, be all you can be. 197 yards through the air tonight, but 320 total yards. That ground game is churned up. The 3 turnovers, and it's the penalties that have hurt the Huskies.
Yeah, well, I look at the positives here. No turnovers for Heritage. There is balance on the offensive end, but the penalties are an area of concern. And over for Cleveland, 320 yards, that's great. But the turnovers and penalties, another area for them to focus on. But early on in the season, you're not going to play a perfect ball game. It's how you handle the adversity that you face, how you respond to that. And I've been impressed by both teams tonight.
369 yards of total offense last week. Schmidt comes out gunning.
Pass incomplete.
And that's incomplete, intended for Carter. He had Williams with him step for step down the sideline. Just under a minute to go here in the 3rd. This one has not been played with a lot of pace, has it?
Well, the penalties have slowed things up a little bit, but I think we're going to have a really good finish here in the 4th quarter.
Well, the ebbs and flows of this one have been in contrast. More ebbs than flows. Nice run by Lambert, who breaks free. He's down the sideline to the 30, pushed out of bounds at the 26.
Jacob Lambert, pushed out of bounds by number 23, Jackson Tyler.
So that is going to be a
You have an injured player on the field.
27-yard scamper for Lambert as we have another injury on the field. Looks like it could be a cramp for Holbert. We'll see, though.
And there's Lambert following his offensive line. Good lead block from Elijah Evans. And I just love the way Lambert has balance, patience, and then he turns on the speed here. Gets away a little stiff arm. So tough to bring down. And here he lowers his center of gravity, gets out of bounds. So that's a big run for the Huskies.
So 51.5 seconds to go. 3rd quarter. They are working to get a cramp out. As warm as it was today, Jay, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of those. So the weather app, of course, it was going to be today 100. It's going to be near that tomorrow. It ended up being in the 90s today. But next Friday, according to my weather app, Sonny, 80 degrees and sunny skies.
What's the weather going to be like Tuesday at 3 o'clock?
I don't know if I could go hour by hour and look there.
You're doing a good job.
Those cramps, ooh, rough, aren't they, bud?
They are. Good to see him get up, and he's had a huge game, Zach Colbert. Good to see him shake it off.
82 and cloudy, 20% chance of rain at 3 on Tuesday.
82.
Yep.
Well, that's great. I can work with that.
You'll be happy when it gets below 90 because you can start to wear a jacket.
I'll wear a sweatshirt.
You
when
will.
It's 80. I'll be wearing a sweatshirt on Tuesday.
Sonny and I did a lot of college baseball this year, and it was sort of a coolish spring. I had the fan going, and Sonny was bundled up.
Brought out my scarf and jacket.
You did. Schmidt pitches it on the option to Lambert. He'll hurdle ahead inside the 20.
There's Schmidt bringing basketball to the football field. A little pump fake, brought it back in, and then dished it out. Look at 17 here, the quarterback coming in, fake, jab stack, and then gets it back out to Lambert.
Nice play.
Really good.
You know, with Heritage, you look at it. They're at Jordan next week. They're at Leesville Road the following week. So 3 straight on the road. They open with North Forsyth. They'll play Hillsborough, then Millbrook. Then they get into conference play. I mean, it is a real gauntlet that they're having to run here in the non-con, and then into the conference. Doesn't get any easier.
Toughest schedule in the state.
Schmidt trying to put that one in a window. Here comes a flag, though, as a couple of defenders were there. Carter was the intended receiver.
And I really respect what both coaching staffs did, Scott Riley, Wallace Clark, with their scheduling. You know, we talked about Heritage last week, East Forsyth, Cleveland tonight, and what's coming up. And Scott Riley, you have Hoggard last week, a playoff team, Heritage, a playoff team, really challenging their teams early on in the season. There you see the penalty with the pull on the shoulder as far as Carter.
That's a good call.
Yeah, it is. But back to the schedule, I think it's so important to challenge your team, and that's going to play off later on the season, especially once you get into the playoffs.
North Atlantic 4A Conference. It's a bruising league, isn't it, Sonny?
It is.
Where Heritage plays. Person tried to cut it back and got stuffed by Lowe. Also some help from the nose tackle Plummer, but here comes a flag. Time has run out in the third, but let's see what the penalty marker is all about.
That'll be holding against the Huskies.
It's going to be another hold against the Huskies. They're at 11 penalties in this game.
We will have one untimed down.
So it's going to be an untimed down after the hold. Huskies will be backed up, and they'll scrimmage from just inside the 20. So they are setting up shop in the Drive Shack green zone. Drive Shack, a driving range, is only half the story. Schmidt quickly to Crutchfield. He turns the corner. He can burn, and he gets tripped up out of bounds, but another flag comes in.
We do have a flag on the play. That'll be holding against
Another
the
hold.
Huskies.
Look at Wallace Clark.
It feels the same way we do.
We will do one more on time down. That'll be a 10-yard
That might
penalty
be
from
one of the most
stop of the
priceless
foul.
reactions we've seen.
I don't blame him.
No. Just 7 plays run in this quarter for Cleveland. Huskies have run considerably more. Now another untimed down First and goal from the 28, going for Carter. Caught, and he scores!
Touchdown, Huskies.
Touchdown, Huskies. Carter, his second touchdown reception. And that is an NC assist touchdown for Heritage and Tavares Carter. NC assist, we make a Fordham College simple.
An excellent throw from Schmidt, and Carter gets held here. Watch his shoulder get turned.
Yeah.
It still makes the play. The focus and the execution from Heritage. Great job converting.
They're an extra point away from being down 3. Money. It's a 3-point game. 29-26. What a comeback here by Heritage. It is our CVS Friday Night Rivals, presented by Campbell University. Well, it's not a full moon, but it has been kind of crazy like one tonight.
Oh, got a little bit of everything.
Air Experts Heating and Cooling kickoff. Air Experts Heating and Cooling. Schedule your $59 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonhalder. We'll hear from Kendall Smith on the sideline in just a moment. Heritage down double figures in this game. They have cut it to 3. That's after they led by 10. Peters back there with Gully. Good kick. Gully takes it and corrals it inside the 3. 15. He fumbles the football. Gully will get chased down to the 10. So now the Cleveland offense will come down. They're pinned deep in their own end.
Goalie crossing the field, trying to make a play, and Heritage has been going after the ball all night. The ball pops up. Goalie just jumps on it.
Quickly to Kendall Smith for an update on this offense, which has kind of been in neutral in the second half for the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams have a tent down here where they've got a couple of TVs, and after every offensive drive, different coaches are talking to the players. Austin Jacobs, the offensive line coach, was the most recent to do it. He said, we've got to put this game on us in the fourth quarter. We've got to find a way to score. Very adamant, very energetic when he was talking to his team, and Cleveland hoping to do that on this drive, guys.
Now those guys on the defense going through things there. They've got the double screens going down there. Not different from when you were playing, huh?
With a chalkboard down there.
We just drew in the dirt.
By number 10, Jackson Bird.
It's a keeper by Bird. He calls his own number. It'll be third down now.
Third down and 5 for the Rams.
About 6. Kind of a conservative call. Of course, I realize you're deep in your own end and you don't want to throw an incomplete pass here, but there's not a lot of pop with this offense right now, is there?
Well, here in 3rd and 6, Cleveland's been so good with their hitch game, their short passing routes, and Heritage is bringing the blitz.
On the 16, Bird gets flushed on the run, throws it away. There in the vicinity was Eli Smith, the nose tackle, putting the pressure on Bird. And this offensive line that we were praising earlier right now is having to deal with a lot of misdirection, aren't they, on the Heritage?
Yeah, Smith was back there along with Chandler Fleming. Linebacker, we've called his name a couple times.
Jay, they've run a total of 10 plays offensively in the second half. Now, granted, the first one was the 78-yard run. And if they didn't have that now, they wouldn't be ahead. Here's the punt. And it'll bounce and roll. Heritage will take it from the 33-yard line. That was a 51-yard boot.
Rams inside the 35-yard line.
Nice job there by Crooms. Groom's had a lot of catches in the first half. Quiet here in the second, but he's impacting the game in a different way.
And that flipped the field because the returners for Heritage were lined up at about the 50 and made the smart decision to let the ball go. But Cleveland gained about an extra 20 yards, 15, 20 yards on that roll and that punt. Good job, the special teams unit for the Rams.
Schmidt in the game at quarterback. Dylan Schmidt, the junior backup. Parise left the game after a hard hit. A couple touchdown passes for Schmidt in relief. Jacob Lambert up the gut. He picks up 4.
And you've got to be ready for your opportunity. And a lot of credit to Schmidt. Parise played really well. It's unfortunate when you have an injury, but you have to be ready. Schmidt's come in and been confident, and he's distributed the football.
Schmidt on the run, guns it downfield, and it will be caught shy of the 30. What a fantastic grab from Jack O'Connell.
Pass complete to number 80.
O'Connell, the big tight end. He'll play wide receiver too. He's being recruited with his athleticism, his frame. He can catch the ball. Watch him pluck this ball down. Turn his body, box out the defender like a basketball player. What a play. 38-yard gain, and Schmidt throws a strike.
Big stick laid on him by Insco. And that'll be a Performance Ford first down. Coming near side, Lambert. And he'll forge his way ahead to the 25.
And this has been a fun game, Patrick. Both teams, we got a 3-point game right now, fourth quarter. This is what we expected between both sides, playing so hard, 2 dominant programs in the year and throughout the state. And now for Heritage, you get off to the 10-point lead to begin the ball game, then 22 unanswered points. Cleveland goes across, but Heritage has hung in there, and now they've got a chance here to go ahead on this drive.
You got to go back a ways the last time Cleveland lost a regular season game at home. Up 3 here. Schmidt gets rid of it quickly. Got it to Chandler Fleming. He's looking for room, and Fleming
Pass complete to number 10.
picks up 3.
Chandler Fleming. Back on the play by number 2, Landon
Well,
Insco.
Wallace Clark talked to us this week about confidence with
Bring
this
up
team.
third down.
I saw it in the first quarter when you have a lead, but how do you react when you have a deficit? And I don't think I saw a change at all, even though they went down by 12 points. Heritage has looked good out there. They stayed in it, and now they're on the doorstep here of another opportunity.
Got a backup quarterback who's trying to lead the comeback here. Schmidt flips it out. Incomplete.
Pass incomplete.
Wanted O'Connell.
That pass intended for number 80, Jack O'Connell.
They're in 4-down territory.
Yeah, and Bradley Fournier, the offensive coordinator, has done a great job tonight distributing the ball. And look at O'Connell here. Gets his hands underneath. Excellent look by our crew there. He caught that ball.
He did. All right, a timeout. It'll be 4th and 2 when we return. CBS Friday Night Rivals presented by Campbell University. A pensive head coach, Wallace Clark, for Heritage after the timeout. And they're going to take another one. This actually was Cleveland. So the Rams burn one here. Leaves them with a pair. Big moment in the game, still with a lot of time remaining.
It is. Right now, both coaches with their timeouts, knowing this moment is huge and making sure each side is set. And for Heritage here, 4th and 2, I think you want to get the ball out on the perimeter. Lambert has been great all night long. Try to get him to the outside. And right now, the message in the huddle is wide receivers, we need you to block. Offensive line, hold up, no holding calls. But I think you want to keep the ball on the ground here. And for Cleveland, this is an aggressive front 7. You want to shoot the gaps, make sure you seal off the edge and beat the block. But big moment for each team.
It'll be 4th and 2. If they get the 20, not only will they be in the green zone for drive check, but they'll pick up a performance forward first down.
Lambert and Crutchfield in the backfield. In fact, Schmidt out of the ball game.
The crowd here starting to make some noise tonight. Crutchfield with the Wildcat. Crutchfield will not get there. He stopped, may have even lost a yard.
The Cleveland defense comes through. There's Plummer.
Watch how he plugs this up.
Number 30 just keeps hustling. Initial hit there, and watch 30 come through, and there another stick from Landon Insco, as well as Jackson Tyler, the free safety, the secondary coming up to make the play.
So now let's see what the Rams are going to do here. It has been kind of a sputtering, puttering offense since halftime, save that one play. Keeper, draw by Bird, but Bird will get tackled.
Keeper by number 10, Jackson Bird.
Zane Kirsch coming up to make the play.
Picked up 1.
Gain of 2. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Rams.
We've seen a lot of running action from Cleveland here in the second half. We'll see if they test out the secondary and try to take a shot down the field. Did have a couple opportunities on deep routes.
2nd and a long 8 or a short 9, however you want to slice it here. Motion goes Kroon. Bird over the middle, and it will be caught down at the 35-yard line by Ingram. He got by Corella and made the grab. What a reception for the junior Zaylin Ingram.
Yeah, you just had a feeling they were going to try to go down the field, and Ingram, who was huge last week against Hoggard, 6 catches, 173 yards, comes away here with the big one in the 4th quarter. Defender draped all over him with the focus to haul it in.
It's a 3-point edge for Cleveland, and a big reception now sets them up. First down for Performance Ford. Find peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton. Run. Ball came out, but the runner was already down.
And if I'm Cleveland right now, we've had moments in this ball game, but yes, we've had turnovers. But this is all that matters here. What happens moving forward? My thought process is let's finish off this game. We need a touchdown, and let's use the clock. Let's pound this into the end zone and stretch out this lead.
Scott Riley in his 10th season, 73 wins, 21 losses. Here's the throw, and it is off the hands of Ingram. He had to leave his feet, incomplete. So we've talked about the record here. Scott Riley's record in conference games, 41-2.
It's amazing.
There's a non-con here tonight, but they have been a tremendous representative out of the Greater News 4A. I think Clayton will have a little bit to say about it this year as well, though. 3rd and 3 here. Here's the screen. Grabbed by Stokes. Stokes cutting his way to the 15. And he'll get to the 14 before he is tackled by Carter, who's out there playing on both sides of the field.
I like that play called the screen play. We haven't seen it much tonight from Cleveland. Perfect time to call it there.
Got a flag.
See what the call is. Has been huge factors tonight.
Maybe a little skirmish between the combatants at the end of the play.
That'll be a personal foul.
It's going to be a personal foul on Heritage. They're up around 15 penalties now. Well, that was it there at the end. Corella pancaked by Magnum, 285-pound junior, and it's just not a heady play, is it?
The penalties tonight, too much on for both teams, but that's one that's going to benefit Cleveland.
Inside the green zone
Up the middle by the Rams.
for Drive Shack. Drive Shack, a driving range. It's only half the story. Midway now through the fourth quarter.
Gain of a yard.
Gotta be frustrating for
Covering up second down and goal from
Wallace
the
Clark.
5-yard line.
We're going to see Cleveland here go at a slow pace. I expect another running play here. Again, the clock is to your advantage inside the 10-yard line. Just continue to burn this game down.
second and goal from the 5. And that's Bird near the goal line. And he will not break the plane, or will he? Yes, he does. Bird's second touchdown tonight on the ground. This one a lot more direct than the one earlier that saw a pretty spin. So Jackson Bird for Cleveland, an NC assist touchdown. We make a Fordham College simple.
And Coach Riley talked about the strength of Jacksonburg, bench pressing over 300 pounds. And
stop me if you've heard this before, a flag, but this time it's against Cleveland.
But here's the power. I mean, muscle in the offseason for these moments. Talk about that bench press. He's a physical kid out there, and the reason colleges have offered him Miami of Ohio, the more are tracking him. He had a big summer in the camp circuit. He's come out here through 2 weeks and really played at a high level.
He benches 305.
Yeah.
That's Sunholder level there in the gym.
Yeah,
You're popping off of your chest there, big boy.
We'll have to try it out tomorrow. I'll give you a report next week.
Look forward to it.
That penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
So the yardage on the kickoff. Now they're going to come over. Scott Riley wants an explanation. Scott Riley probably not happy with the explanation, but it is what it is. What a job he's done here at Cleveland.
It's just amazing. Every year he's got a championship level squad, and the kids that he takes to the college level, you know, there's stars all throughout the next level. He develops them on and off the field. We've been out at practice, heard him speak to his team, and the lessons that he teaches are things that they're going to be able to carry through beyond high school.
Another flag.
Offsides on the Huskies.
Offsides on the Huskies. It was declined. Huskies thought that somebody had moved, though, for Cleveland.
That penalty will be declined.
Here is Gonzalez on to attempt the point after. Jack Gonzalez, the senior, 6'2", 197-pounder. Almost blocked, but he was able to push it through, and it's a 10-point game again. Gonzalez makes it 36-26. CBS Friday Night Rivals, presented by Campbell University. From Joco tonight, and Bird soars for the Rams. Rams have pushed it back to a double-digit lead here over Heritage. Well, next week, the Garner Trojans. New coach, a lot of tradition. They'll visit Millbrook, who also has a new coach. Wildcats this week on an open week, and they'll put their 1-0 mark on the line on Friday the 1st at 7 p.m. right here on CBS Friday Night Rivals, presented by Campbell University. Your experts heating and cooling kickoff. And it's bobbled by Person. Sidesteps a man at the 25, made another miss and got to the 30.
Kickoff recovered by number 21, Levadian Person. Tackle on the play by number 5, Josiah Peters. It'll be 1st and 10, Husky.
Trojans of Garner playing at Middle Creek tonight. The 1-yard line. Schmidt out to lead the offense. Still plenty of time, but they would have to score on this one, wouldn't they, Jay?
Yeah, they've got to score now on these next 2 drives. They're going to have to play at up-tempo pace.
Oh, it's going to be intercepted after the deflection, and it's going to be a pick 6. Cleveland had one last week, and they get another one here. Marquise Rawls picks it out of the air, and he may have just sealed the deal in this one.
Rawls, the senior linebacker here.
Oh, it boinked off
play, yeah.
one of his linemen.
And just the ball bouncing up there, and that's what Hustle does, defensive line, getting in the way in the passing lanes. Let's see if it hit off the helmet. But again, Rawls, right spot.
Yep. Oh, it's blocked. They made a play on that last one. And Jay, that keeps it a 2-score game.
Yeah, they came around the edge fast there. You're right, almost got the last extra point. There, got this one, and that's huge.
Let's go to our Kendall Smith on the sidelines tonight. Kendall.
Well, I got to give some credit to this Cleveland student section. They've hung in there all night long, still cheering on their team to the very end of this game. And not only have I noticed it, but Zaylin Ingram, senior wide receiver for the Rams, has noticed it too. After every score for Cleveland tonight, he's run back over here. He's given some attention to that student section. Even saw him talking to a couple of friends after that most recent score. So good stuff from him. He's loving it, feeding off of the energy and hoping to finish this one strong for the Rams, guys.
See, he's hyped, Jay.
The man of the people.
Great environment here. Got George Paris down there, PA man, and plays all the music. Air Experts Heating and Cooling kickoff. Air Experts Heating and Cooling. Schedule your $59 tune-up today at yourairexperts.com. That NC assist touchdown a moment ago on the pick 6. Crutchfield from the 2. Crutchfield coming near side, and Crutchfield spinning out of a tackle. Great return. 38 yards to the 40-yard line.
Run back by number 5, Brandon Crutchfield.
So that block point and that return keeps Heritage very much in the...
Yeah, 2-score game. And I said at the moment is huge. Well, you got giving yourself a chance here, and still a lot you need to accomplish here. 2 touchdowns, 2 extra point conversions, but you've got a chance. Now you're gonna have to play up tempo, but you still have a couple timeouts inside of 5 minutes, so you have time.
Schmidt rolling to his right. He'll lollipop it out of bounds. Here comes a flag. You're nearing 20 penalties in the game, Sonny. Another hold.
That'll be holding against the Huskies. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
You know, there's that old thought of, we'll just keep doing it. Eventually, they're going to get sick of calling it. I don't think this crew is.
Not the case yet.
Yeah, not tonight. Certainly not over by any stretch, Sonny. It is a 2-score game, but if you look at this from Wallace Clark's perspective, what can he take away from tonight?
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, tall task here to finish it off and try to get back here, but I think there's a lot of positives you're going to take from this game. You only had the 1 turnover, but you saw a team that fought, that created 4 turnovers, and the offense I thought did a really nice job involving all their playmakers. Parise looked good. Schmidt's come in here, been confident throwing the ball around the yard. And you've seen Crutchfield and Carter make big plays. Your offensive line has done the job in the running game. Then how about Lambert? So a lot of good things on offense, and in your defense, you know, there's been big moments, and they've kept this vaunted Cleveland offense quiet for portions of this game. It's just tough to slow them down for the full 4 quarters.
Still bringing the pressure. Schmidt this time gets rid of it more quickly. Oh, what a great catch by O'Connell. And he is down to the 11-yard line. How about that? Jack O'Connell with the big reception and run.
Second half has been his. O'Connell here connecting, and Schmidt, perfect throw to the big tight end. He's 6'5" and can run like that. There's a reason colleges are after him. Perfect job down the sideline with his agility to haul this ball in. The defender draped all over him.
59 on the catch and run. O'Connell's a weapon, isn't he?
He is, and that's what you need, big chunk plays. And now you look up and you're in the red zone.
Or the green zone, as it would be, the Drive Shack green zone, driving range. A driving range is only half the story. Gotta score quickly here. They go for the end zone, and out of the reach of Chandler Fleming. He had Insco on him defensively, and had they been able to convert on that, who knows, Sonny, it might have been an interesting final 4 minutes here. Still is gonna be, but that was a huge opportunity.
He snuck behind the secondary. Now we'll see where Heritage tries to attack in the green zone here. O'Connell, Carter, those are the two guys with the height you want to look towards.
3 receivers bunch to the short side of the field. They'll throw, and Schmidt goes incomplete. Wanted Crutchfield there. Also Fleming in the neighborhood.
That pass there for number 5, Brandon Crutchfield.
And now obviously 4 down territory for the Huskies. For Cleveland here, if you can get a hold up, get 2 more stops, this game is yours.
You don't necessarily need the end zone here, do you, Jack?
No, you don't have to get it all here, but again, you've got 2 downs to get 10 yards.
They're thinking 6, though. Schmidt heaves it for the end zone, and Crutchfield felt like he was grabbed, and here comes the penalty marker. Crutchfield got twisted around, and that's going to be a Cleveland penalty.
And on both sides, a lot of penalties each team, but you have to kind of know how the referees are calling the game, and right now, you know, the tendency has been they're going to throw flags if there's contact, and Cleveland felt like there wasn't contact. Heritage felt like there was, and there in the end zone, a little bit of contact. Was the ball catchable? But there was contact. The shoulders turned, and Heritage now moving forward, benefiting from the flag.
Ball is spotted at the 4. Make it the 12. And that will be incomplete. Lambert wanted a flag, as Holbert had him tangled up. So it's at the 7. 4th down.
They're bringing 4th and 5 from the 6-yard line.
4th and 4. They don't have to get into the end zone here. They could get a fresh set of downs. But I got to think the way they've gone about this goal-to-go situation so far, they're going for something in the end zone. Schmidt had to get rid of it as the blitz came. Almost like the offensive line didn't know what the snap count was. So Cleveland brought the house, got a little bit of a break from Heritage on the execution side, and now Cleveland's got to run the 4-minute offense.
Yeah, and for Cleveland, they did the job. We had 2 downs to get off the field. They accomplished it, and now we're going to see Cleveland run the ball here and just burn out this clock. What a defensive stand here to finish things off and get the ball back to Jackson Bird.
Ball's at the 6. 2 backs, they hand it off, and it goes to Stokes, and Stokes totes the football up to the 16-yard line.
Well, for the running game for the Rams, it's all about ball security here. Just holding on to the ball. Don't try to fight for the extra yard. Just get down and let this clock continue to run.
Say he was down at the 15, so a scamper of 9 and 2nd and 1. On an orbit motion there with the receiver Crooms. Oh, the ball goes over the head of Bird, and he'll smother it at the 4. That's the 3rd time tonight they've had an errant snap go over the head of a would-be recipient.
No danger here. And Bird smartly just jumps on it.
And Heritage very wisely takes the timeout with 2:57 remaining. Third and 1 before that snap went awry. Well, let's take a look at our West Shore home play of the game.
That was Jackson Bird loading up, clean pocket. And then here coming down with it was goalie, who's had a huge night tonight, getting behind the defense, focused all the way through. And this was a big touchdown to stretch out the lead for the Rams. And here you see it from the other view. Good job going over the top for the connection.
That's the West Shore home play of the game. West Shore home bringing happiness to every home. For Cleveland, you get the win if you're able to get another first down or 2 here, you would think. And if you do get the victory, there's still a lot that can be pointed to by Scott Riley.
Well, number one is you get the win. But I think the coaching staff's going to have an opportunity to say, hey, guys, listen, a lot of positives. We got the victory. Big moments that we came through in this game at critical times. But we have to fix the penalties. We have to fix the turnovers. So anytime you can have a win, but early on still coach the team up, coaches look forward to the improvement week to week.
3rd and 12. They lob it up, and Ingram brings it down. Ingram out to midfield at the 49. 44 yards.
And I just mentioned the positives through a game, and right now you have a 16-point lead, but an opportunity here if you don't convert to give the ball back to Heritage. But this is a huge play because now you hit the passing game, you get the first down, the ball's at midfield, and then this game is essentially over because you're able to execute in the passing game on a 3rd and long. You go to Ingram, who's had a big night tonight, last week as well against Hoggard, and he comes down with it.
Parker Bird also hung in there. He took a lick. Clock moving inside of 2.5. That's Bennett. And he gets to the Heritage 48. Maybe the 49 is what they're going to say.
Timeout taken, Huskies.
And the Huskies will burn their final timeout. 2:15 to go. So no Cam Goins in the lineup tonight. Just think when you have him, what he can do.
This is a Cleveland roster that's loaded. And there's veteran talent and young players as well. Jackson Bird, only a junior. Offensive Player of the Year last year, coming into this season, and he's just picked up right where he left off. Scott Riley, excellent job with his players, developing them and playing their best at the end of the season. And I know he's really excited about this year's club and what they're going to be able to accomplish. But it was a big win last week against Hoggard, and another great team in Heritage tonight. They're going to come away with another victory.
Cleveland will be at West Johnston the Friday before Labor Day. They'll have an open week on the 8th, and then Corinth Holders here at home. Cross-county rival. And then they will open up play in the Greater News 4A on the road at South Garner on the 22nd.
Running the near side, number 25, Tyson Stokes.
Tyson Stokes. they convert here, that'll do it.
Yep. And I think on the other side for Heritage, a lot to be proud of tonight, going against one of the best teams in the state on the road. And you had a lot of bright spots tonight. Your special teams were awesome. Executed in the field goal game. Good job on kickoff return, blocked an extra point. And your offense and defense ran the ball, threw the ball. Schmidt came in, executed. This defense has been physical all night. So a lot to draw from this game for the Huskies.
Cross buck, it goes to the sophomore Bennett, and he will earn the Performance Ford first down. Performance peace of mind, lifetime powertrain warranty. Find peace of mind at Performance Ford in Clinton. But we have a flag, and we have Bennett writhing in pain. Looks like it's going to be an unsportsmanlike on Cleveland, much to the chagrin of Coach Riley. Can't see from here, Sonny. Don't know if they're working on him, if it's a cramp or what. I think that's what it is. Well, interesting, we haven't seen it from Heritage tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about it earlier with Heritage. They'll be at Jordan, new coach there. At Leesville Road after that on the 8th of September. And then Hillside before they get the open week prior to conference play starting. That is a slate, isn't it?
All three teams in the playoffs coming up, and all 5 teams in the non-con. Not only in the playoffs last year, some of the best teams in the state. They're facing challenges to prepare them for later on in the season.
So the unsportsmanlike backs them up 5. It's now going to be 3rd and 4 at the 45-yard line. They get the 40, then they'll get the first, and they'll allow them to put it on ice. Here's Stokes, and he will run behind his left guard and pick up the first down. Lexiel Martinez opening up the hole for him. It's 315-pound senior. That's a good one to run behind, isn't it?
It is. Offensive line tonight, I like what I've seen out of them. Pass protection-wise, giving Bird time to throw. There's been some big runs. It's because the guys up front lead the way and the running backs doing their job as well.
Well, it's time to take a knee. 5 on the play clock, and they will take the knee here.
Tracked down by number 10, Jackson Bird.
Bird will kneel it down. And you'll get one more here, and that'll be it. Impressive win for Cleveland in that they were challenged in this game in the 4th quarter.
They were. Both teams had their moments, and Cleveland, they're going to be proud of finishing off this game and getting the win. And in those critical moments, they had guys step up, and both sides are going to have opportunities for growth from this game after they watch the film.
Got a feel for Heritage here tonight.
Tracked down by number 10, Jackson Bird.
They played their hearts out, but they're going to fall to 0-2 on the year.
When you watch this game, you see 2 teams that are well coached, disciplined, and played so hard. And 2 of the great guys in the coaching, Scott Riley, Wallace Clark, a lot to be proud of with their teams, and what a way to premiere Friday Night Rivals.
Our inaugural broadcast of the 23 season, and it's Cleveland with a 2-0 start to their 2023, 42-26. They knock off a game Heritage team here tonight. But a much better effort this time out for Heritage than what we saw last week. All right, we will grab a timeout. And when we come back, we'll have the presentation of our Friday Night Rivals trophy. This is CBS FRN, presented by Campbell University. Rams move to 2-0 with a 42-26 win over Heritage here tonight in Johnston County on our Friday night rivals. Let's go now to Kendall Smith with the winning team and coach.
Coach Riley, congratulations on the win. You overcome a 10-point deficit to earn this one tonight. What impressed you most about the victory?
Yeah, our team both weeks has been resilient, so hopefully we can clean up some stuff so we don't have to be so resilient. But a great job of finishing, making the plays when we had to get the win.
Heading into next week, what can you build on from this win?
Just getting better, sharper, eliminating the penalties and the turnovers, and just executing better on defense.
All right, Coach, I'll stop talking and hand this over to you and your team. I'm getting tied up out here. Congratulations to our CBS Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week winners, the Cleveland Rams. Awesome stuff from these guys. Back up to you in the booth.
All right, there you go. It's coveted. They've got a few of those over the years, haven't they, Sonny?
They've got a ton.
Yeah.
The whole trophy case.
Big win for Cleveland tonight.
Huge, yeah. I mean, against a great opponent in Heritage, Cleveland found a way, and Coach Riley said it, being resilient, starting off the season 2-0. Looking forward to next week's ball game against West Johnson.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at CVS, Campbell University, and Tatum and Atkinson who make these games possible for viewers at home. We also would like to thank our great supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecast, Performance Ford and Performance Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, United States Marine Corps, Air Experts Heating and Cooling, Drive Shack, the United States Army, NC Assist, the United States Navy, and the United States Air Force Reserve. And we especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their support, Heritage High School, and our host, the Cleveland Rams. Tune in next Friday when the Garner Trojans take on the Millbrook Wildcats. We'll have it for you at 7 o'clock right here. For Jay Sonhalter, Kendall Smith, and our entire crew, I'm Patrick Johnson. Cleveland defeats Heritage tonight on the inaugural broadcast of FNR. So long from Joko.